whole thing that's going on in Europe. I mean, there are so many things that we hear, and the rhetoric in our country is, well, things are so terrible there, they're taxed so much, trying to make it sound like y'all are everybody in Europe so fucking impoverished, which to me is just bizarre because from what I understand, a lot of the countries over there that are most socialist are actually the most happy.
Well, yeah, Scandinavia.
Yeah.
We have some like ridiculously high taxes, but
How much
apparently we have.
impact does that really have, though?
The thing is, I don't really know how much of an impact it has because I've never experienced anything else. I'm used to the fact that that the taxes are that high.
You don't have like, people sitting there poor on the streets all over the
Well,
place.
we have, but most of them are either here illegally or are on the street by choice. Like basically, they've realized they can't function in like in normal society or in an apartment or something. And it's not really like. And the thing is, when you actually like talk to like when there were the organizations that sort of like speak out for homeless people here, a lot of what they will say is it's not really like an economic problem. Like it's not. Most of them aren't going to like. I don't really aren't really missing that much money. It's what they really want is like for people to actually talk to them,
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting.
I mean, like, what percentage of your income do you guys pay in taxes, though?
Depends on how much you earn, but
Hmm. So it is a graduated tax then.
yeah, yeah. It's like you have there are like there are and oh, it's really it's so let's just say that in Denmark the tax system is so complicated that even a computer's supposed to do it can't figure it out.
That's actually pretty rich. I like that.
No, it's we've had recently lost quite a lot of money that we'll never see because of a fudge up in the tax
Oh, that's
in the regulations. So hey,
yeah, but it happens. But I've always thought because you were just talking about that they're wanting to put in some kind of tax on signs
well
that had
they
English.
wanted to they never made actually became a bill because as soon as they said it, the people were like, that's kind of retarded, and they.
Holy crap, logic! Ha! But yeah, I mean, I really think one of the big problems we have here in the U.S. and why there's this weird xenophobia and all these issues with immigrants is less about the fact that these people are simply coming from other countries and a little bit more about the fact that they're not really melting into our society, so to speak. They're still bringing a lot of their culture with them, and they're not adapting by like learning English and this kind of stuff. So they're not learning the language of the land, and I think that's where a lot of the conflict comes in here, at least.
Yeah, it's kind of the same here. There, like, I mean, there is an underlying. I'm convinced that there is, at least in some parts, is an underlying xenophobia, responsible for it. But yeah, I mean, much of the debate here is about basically like integrating them into society,
Hmm. Yeah.
and we like.
Well, I also hear all this weird stuff about like Muslim immigrants and oh they're so terrible and all this other horse shit. But I mean I don't
Most
know
of
what
them
it's
are
actually like.
most like my impression, and I live in in a part of Copenhagen with a lot of Muslims. So yeah, um, I mean most of them seems to just be people wanting to like, get on with their lives. Basically, it's like there are like mosques with imams that are just like condoning stoning of women and
Mm.
uh, who cheat and stuff. But I mean, there are crazy people, but most
What's
of
it
the
like?
Muslims here don't. My impression is they're not crazy. They're not crazy people. They're just basically have a different culture and want to get on with their lives like
Oh
everybody
no.
else.
I mean, you don't sit. Yeah, I mean, but what I keep hearing is that they're forming these little boroughs and they're all in the same area and they're trying to get Sharia law. And
Yeah, it's weird. You seem to have a weird focus on Sharia law. Like when you talk about Muslim immigrations into Europe, in the US, US media, it like you have a weird focus on Sharia law.
I mean,
I
are you
mean,
even seeing much of that over there, or?
like the idea that I mean, we hear about it, and there are like we have groups like small fundamentalist extremist groups that want to promote it, but it's not really something that's discussed as if it's a problem. It's if it's something that's coming for us.
Well, I mean, in the U.S. here, we have a lot of people that are Christians that are trying to get biblical law basically
Mm,
enacted.
which
I mean,
is
it sounds like the
pretty,
same fucking thing to me.
yeah. Yeah, that's the other weird thing. We don't have that either here. It's at least not in Denmark and the rest of Scandinavia.
Yeah, I keep
It's
hearing about the rise of the right in Europe. I'm like, I know people in Europe. I'm not really hearing anything about it.
Well,
Why?
it's a different right. That's the thing. It's not a like there is some religious undertones to, and sometimes overtones to much of the right in like the rise of the right in Europe, but it's not in the same like bombastic way as it is in the US. It's not this like overtly religious Christian thing. It's
Hmm.
it's 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 kind of more like underlying and not really that big a part of it. It's hard. I think it's hard to explain. Actually,
Oh, I screwed up. I didn't turn on the live chat. Oh, fucking well. Oh well, I put the link out there if anyone wants to come in, and I'm going to yell at my Skype folks apparently, and yeah. Where the hell is everyone? It's kind of a hell of an hour, but
I have no idea what time it is over there.
it's like 1:30, which is just a weird hour.
Mm.
That's all. You know, usually when I start these, I start them at 10, and I'll actually get a few people watching and what have you. But this is just, and I'll usually stream it properly so that I actually have the chat box. But I didn't do any of that this time around, so I don't know.
Mm.
I don't get to sit there and wave at people in the chat or anything, which is kind of a bummer. Oh, I should see if Red's around and bug him. Let's see now. Where's Red? Thing is, he always invites me to his shit. I should invite him to mine, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh,
He just actually just uploaded something. Huh.
what I'm
Well,
actually what I'm actually considering doing is going on Twitter and actually tweeting that video at Spirit Science just to see if I can get him riled up.
oh, that's
His most recent video, I'm going to actually have to do a rabbit at some point so we can poke fun at it because it's Spirit Science high off his fucking gourd.
seriously.
Oh yeah, it's him stoned out of his fucking mind, pot up from what he says. And he's at one point he's like, "Oh yeah, there's 12 chakras, but they're like here by your head," and it's like, dude, what are you talking about? Okay, what? Yeah.
Oh, it's
I'm
what
gonna go
channel is it
meditate.
on?
Ah, it's like, okay, you do that.
Is it on the? It's not on the Spirit Science channel itself, or
I'm not sure what channel it's on. I didn't actually double check. I think it's one of his others. But yeah, I looked
oh.
at his little Twitter thing and I'm like, what's this shit? Oh, look, it's Spirit Science high off his fucking gourd. This could be fun. Yeah, yeah. It's like 12 minutes of him just flipping out.
Oh, great. I just
Weird
looked
little
at one
dude.
of his other channels, something called Spirit Studios, and 1 month ago he uploaded something about it's under 1 minute long about the pineal gland.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Is it one of these how to uncrystallize your pineal gland?
Yeah, decalcify because they have
Decalcify, yeah.
taken the actual fact that yes, the pineal gland will accumulate calcium deposits over time, and it may be related to some illnesses, but they've taken this way too literally. And
Oh yeah, and they think that if you hum at the right vibrational frequency or some shit, that it'll
okay, that
break
one I
the.
haven't heard.
Oh, this is it's. You sit there and go, and you feel it in your skull, and then the calcium starts breaking up, and this
But
is
it's
why
not
we're not
connected
as
to his
psychic,
skull at
is
all.
because we have to break the calcium on our. Oh my
Mm.
gosh. Uh, yeah, I
Okay,
found
the
some
first
fucked up
thing
videos.
I just turned on the video, and the first thing it says is like in text with a nice spacey background is many ancient traditions taught about a physical gland deep in the center of the brain where telepathic thoughts
Yep,
and visual images are received, which
that's it.
is not
Yeah,
what the
I know, I know, I
and it's
know.
not really in the center of the brain either.
Yeah,
It's
well.
kind of in the bottom
Well,
of it.
keep in mind though, in part two of that shit that I'm working on, there is a reference when he's talking about the pineal gland, and it's the size of a raisin, and it's supposed to be the size of an eyeball. And at this point, Red Panda, who's played by my wife,
Mm.
goes, "So there's a vertical eyeball in your brain. Okay, you heard it here. Yeah,
I mean, there are actually light receptors in it.
really?
The thing is, the pineal gland is the leftover thing from the third eye in reptiles.
Okay. The third
If
eye in
you
reptiles. What are you even talking about? I'm lost here.
if you take okay, now I have to make sure I'm getting this right because this is
Um, I've
kind
never
of
seen
thing.
a three-eyed reptile, so I'm fucking confused.
Actually, you have. If you've seen a lizard, you've seen a three-eyed reptile. It's just that it's not like it's not a real eye in the sense. It
Oh, the
like
light sensing. Okay,
yeah,
yeah. Okay, just a light sensitive thing above. Yeah.
yeah, and that's where it evolved from, and then the rest of the brain grew out of it. That's why it's still connected to our circadian rhythm.
So it is something that's actually to some degree required, at least.
Oh yeah, yeah. You need your pineal gland.
Yet another body part that's
The,
been repurposed, much like most of the human jaw, or
mhm.
middle ear, rather, isn't it? That what used to be part of a
Well,
jawbone.
yeah, but that's yeah. The mammalian inner ear has extra bones. I can't remember which one it is, but yeah, which originally were found in which in reptiles the homologous bone there is in the jaw, where our jaw bone is basically has one joint where they have technically have two, which is how snakes eat. They don't dislocate their jaws; they're just very stretchy.
Oh, always thought that it actually unhinged.
No,
Oh,
the thing is, if that actually happened, it would be like first of all, like joints are connected by things. It's extremely pain. Like if you ever have
that might
something
hurt. Yeah.
yeah. And venom is originally the snake venom is one of my favorite examples of evolution because essentially what happened is you had saliva glands that ended just behind the teeth, and you still find them in non-venomous snakes.
Hmm.
And then what happened is that there were genes for for proteins used in other parts of their body were duplicated and ended up being activated in the saliva, meaning that and then further evolved to become even more deadly. But like for example, there's a thing called factor 10, which is a protein in your blood that's part of responsible for clotting. And normally it's not activated; it's activated by things that's secreted from the cut. But in some snakes, that they produce an already activated factor 10 in the saliva, so meaning that it causes blood clots when they bite.
So I got a question for you though.
Mhm.
Getting away from serpents for a moment. So this pineal gland does actually do something then.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's important.
What
It's
does it
not
actually
just
do?
promise I always mix up the pineal gland and the what's the other? There are two glands with P in big in the
The other one, which I can't think of the name of off the top of my head either right now, the other one's the one that produces DMT, I believe.
Let's. Da.
And it doesn't matter if I mix them up because shit science actually mixes them up too anyway. That was actually kind of fun though. But yeah, so it does actually do something. Does a calcification actually make any fucking difference to it though?
um, it does maybe. That's the thing. We don't know for sure. There are some evidence that it may be connected to certain types of dementia, including
Oh.
Alzheimer's. But it's the thing about Alzheimer's is that like there are a lot of things that may be connected to it. We have no idea.
Yeah, there was a recent study done having to do with basically the pruning of extra neurons up there or something along these lines that um, some of the basically your neurons as they're sitting there mapping and this kind of stuff. There's a whole bunch of extraneous connections that apparently can be broken up by basically sonar. The equivalent of a sonogram, just kind of busting up some of the extra connections.
Hmm.
It was something that I heard part of in a TED talk, and it didn't make any goddamn sense to me, so I've forgotten almost all of it now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm an idiot. I already knew what it did. Yeah. It produces melatonin, the the thing that keeps
Helps you sleep.
our circadian rhythm. Yeah. Which just makes perfect sense considering that it's evolved for something that sends light.
Man, that does make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think melatonin gives you telepathy.
No, it just makes it yeah, it makes you sleepy. That's essentially what it does. Which is why you can buy melatonin plasters like you can buy nicotine patches.
I really want to provoke spirit science into a conversation. I'd love to have a one-on-one with that little shithead.
I would love to see that.
Another 20-something-year-old that thinks they know every fucking thing. God, they drive me nuts, man. You know, I will give Prudent a hard time, but he is nowhere near as bad as that. Holy shit, man. Yeah. Well, it looks like it's going to be a slow day today. Anyway, around it. We have a link down in the description. My Skype folks have gotten it. I also shared it on Google Plus. We'll see if we can get anyone else to show up. This is kind of a weird fucking hour for me to be trying to run anything. That we'd been having fun offline before coming on here. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't
Well,
know.
it's the perfect time for me considering that it's almost 9 in the evening now.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that's part of why I like doing them during what I refer to as odd hours, is because sometimes I can get more of the Europeans in here,
Mm.
but good luck finding them at the moment, apparently. Brian and them are. So hoping to get his butt in here.
Oh, here's something I didn't know. A few more developed vertebrates, like higher vertebrates, including the alligator, lack pineal glands because they have lost it over the course of evolution.
Hmm.
I need to check that source. That
Well,
sounds
this is
really
the thing is,
interesting.
it's like the human pancreas and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of things that we've repurposed as we've evolved.
Yeah, and the pancreas
Not
is
pancreas.
actually
That's
two. It's actually two organs, not
yeah.
one.
Actually, I was trying. I was not thinking pancreas when I said that. I was actually thinking the Oh my
Append.
gosh, appendix. Thank you.
Mm.
There we go. But I mean,
No, yeah, no, and our coccyx, our tailbone,
yep, but
now
then we
serves
deal
a
with all
completely
these
different.
assholes creationists that are like, well, you know, everything inside people, there are no organs that aren't actually needed. We all use them for something. It's like, no, dude, these weren't used for the original purpose. When we're talking about, yeah,
Yeah, they don't understand what vestigial organs means, and there
yeah.
are things that aren't used for anything. Like your small toes, they're not used for anything. You don't really like. You can survive perfectly without them. You don't need them. There's no like they don't really serve a purpose as such.
Well, at the same point, I think we. Oh, let me get Sid visible here. There we go. Show on broadcast. But at the same point, the little toes and this and that. I mean, now that we have keyboards and all this other stuff, I think eventually they're going to get longer so we can type with our toes too. You remember that shit for a while? They were saying that we weren't going to, that since we don't use our little fingers, they're eventually going to go away, and that's really not what evolution does.
And also, we do use our little fingers. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there was this whole thing about it for ages. They were like, oh yeah, they're getting shorter. I have no reason to accept that opinion
mhm.
because it's just kind of silly. Hey, Sid, how's it going, man? Sound check,
Hi guys.
Sid.
Hello.
There we go. How you doing, man?
Oh, anxious as always.
Anxious, are you?
Anxiety is my life.
Ah.
Social anxiety, I suppose, but nevertheless.
So does this anxiety get triggered every time Trump tries speaking or something, or just in general?
Oh, if he were to speak in my apartment, yes. But if he's on
I think if Trump showed up in my apartment, I would be a little anxious.
TV.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. Would it simply because Trump is Trump, or is it actually fear of the alien mind control?
No,
that's
actually, I'd
really
love
going on?
Trump to come into my apartment so I could shout, "Get him out! Get him
Yeah.
out of here!"
But yeah, I've pretty much decided that that thing on his head is actually some kind of tribble that's.
Oh yeah,
experiencing
it's
mind
an alien
control.
parasite.
Yeah, it has
No,
to be.
I
That's my
actually
guess.
think it's a monitoring device that has been clamped on him by the government. Instead of an ankle device, it's like a wig device.
He kept pulling it off when they had it around his ankle, so they had to.
It's like the neck things on the dogs.
Every
Yeah.
strand of that hair is like some kind of a receiver.
Speaking of which, okay, you've been grooming that thing long enough. Stop. After 5 minutes, it's masturbation. Bad dog.
5 minutes, damn.
Yeah, after 5 minutes, it is no longer grooming. That's the house rule. But at least the noise isn't as bad now that we've cut his nuts off.
Well, he's just finished his little rally.
Aw, poor puppy, you're so dejected, aren't you? Yes, you are. Aw, poor puppy. Yes, that's a stupid boy. Yes, he is. Dumb dog.
In a moment, it's going to place its paw on in the middle of your forehead or something.
It does that regularly. Yeah.
It seriously looks like I'm trying to climb.
Here we go. I'll stop petting him for a moment, and you'll see how obnoxious it gets. Don't lick the microphone. Yeah. Okay, can you get down now? No? I guess not. Okay, let me help you. Get over here. There. I think I just did my scorpion impression there. Somebody got the Mortal Kombat reference.
It took me a brief second, yeah. But no, I got it. Despite never actually having played any of those games.
Yeah, but the get over here is just
Yeah.
such a thing from that game.
Mhm.
Actually, I haven't gotten a chance to use that meme in one of the videos. I don't think I'm ever going to get to, actually. I generally, when I'm doing those videos, I want the people to go the fuck away.
Yeah, I know. I have when you have when you have a million, we all have sort of small jokes that we've saved up and are hoping to use at some point.
There we go. We have Nodvik.
How's it going?
Hey, we have a successful sound check. How you been, man? It's been
Hello.
ages.
Not bad, and yeah, I guess it has. I've been watching the ISs, I just haven't been in them.
Yeah, actually, the most recent thing I put up was basically it's a Power of Wu. I refer to it as puppet theater in this case because I kind of MST3K. I'm kind of MST3King one of Spirit Science's things.
Yeah,
That
I
god
liked
awful
it.
history movie thing.
Yeah, I put my like on it probably about 2 minutes after you uploaded it.
Man, I put a lot of work into it, and you know what? I fucking hate it because I had to watch it so many fucking times. Holy shit! Oh, I mean, this is the thing that the audience never gets when you put something up like that is that you've had to go over this so many fucking times
Mhm.
that I always have to have at least somebody pre-screened to make sure any of the jokes work because I'm so sick of looking at it. It's just like, okay, this is all just shit.
Right. I'm sorry. I was like actively on YouTube when you uploaded it, obviously. But right after you uploaded that one, Armored Skeptic uploaded a video, and I queued his up on the right. And I clicked yours. I clicked on his. I went back to your tab, and as soon as I heard the other one, I was going to pause it, and I forgot about it. When I swapped back over to the tab, it was copyright claimed within a minute after him uploading it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the BuzzFeed one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I normally do when I'm working on these things, because I use little clips and stuff, is I upload them unlisted and leave them that way for about 6 hours.
Uh-huh.
That way I know whether it's going to get a claim or not.
Yep. Well, any
So if it comes back with a claim, I just
the
go
automated.
figure where it is and fix it.
In this case, I'm fairly certain it was it wasn't automated. It's probably it might be manual.
It could be, yeah. I mean, because it's also usually within the first few minutes that tag comes up. It's not immediate usually. Usually it takes a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So that might be it. But
I'm
in the
probably
case of mine,
Uh-huh.
in the case of my thing though, there was one segment of that Nova special that I wanted to put in there that talked about, kind of the dynamics of how the movement of the magnetic north actually functions in terms of the core and this kind of stuff.
Yep.
And I wanted to put it in there, but there was a little bit of a problem with that, which is that it would give me a copyright claim on that. So I applied 3 different filters to it, and the only one that I could get through with was one that you couldn't see anything fucking going on because the screen was basically white. I might have as well been using a fucking slide. So I gave up on it, and that's why I put in my little clip of, sorry, last clip, we're at the end of our budget. I'm like, fuck it.
You should put the,
I was sick of trying at that point.
What program do you use for editing?
I use 2 different ones. I use, let's see, what are these programs? Let's see, now we have, try and read here, Wondershare, and what's the other one? There we go, Cyberlink.
Can you put a mostly transparent sepia filter over something with either of those?
I can, but I'd rather not, because the thing is that you have to sit there and be careful with the transparency, and when you get it just at the right level, you've kind of screwed most of the screen, and with the way I was doing the interface, that was going to be a bitch.
Well, no, what you do is you put the opacity at like 2%, like barely even there, and then you put the effect on there like an old-fashioned VCR. The tracking isn't quite right, so it jumps up every now and then.
Oh, no, actually, the cartoon effect that I was using on the rest of it should have been solid. That usually does it. But in this case, it just wouldn't. I mean, the content ID was being really aggressive on that particular clip for some fucking reason. Yet the rest of the Nova special was fine. It was just that one segment from it didn't want to let me use. So I'm like, okay,
that's
fuck
weird.
this noise. Yeah. I mean, it's not something I've ran into before, but it didn't seem to matter what filter I put on.
Probably wasn't the video. It was probably the audio.
But the audio was sped up by, like, I think a factor of 0.3 or something like that, which had gotten everything else past there in terms of the thing. So I don't know.
A lot of times, because how the audio content ID works on the YouTube algorithm, it doesn't actually like look at the audio itself. It maps. Have you ever done the SETILive.org searching?
Oh, usually speeding it up is enough to fix it, but it didn't in this case, and I'm not sure what the fuck's up with that. So as I said, I just ended up saying fuck it. But
yeah. Well, have you ever done the SETILive searching for a signal thing?
Yeah.
It takes all the audio and all the channels and it kind of maps it out on a picture like that in the same way, and each channel has its own color, and it superimposes them on top of each other, and if it matches that way, then it gets the content ID, so sometimes speeding it up isn't enough.
Oh, I don't know. All I know is the rest of the thing went through fine with the changes, but with the exact same changes that the rest of the Nova special did. Something about that one clip, I don't know what the hell's up with that. I mean, it's all out of the same damn Nova special, and that's what confused me with it. It's like, okay, so the rest of it's okay, just this one clip? I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm only about 85% sure it was an automatic hit on Armored, because he's been pissing off a few people lately.
Yeah. Jenny McDermott being one of them, and she needs to die in a fucking hole.
Who's that?
I'm sorry, Jenny McDermott. Going around claiming he's a rapist because he had consensual sex with somebody that was of legal age.
Yep.
Who?
Oh,
But
Jenny McDermott.
No,
Yeah.
but who's the claim against?
Armored Skeptic, he and Boxy, Shoe on Head, are a thing, and I don't know. She has a thing against that. Supposedly, she's been obsessed with him for a while or some shit.
I don't fucking know.
Oh.
What I do know is apparently he tried flirting with her for a while, and I know, and managed to, I don't know, upset her somehow, and yeah, he was just toying with her, and she got pissy.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that.
Maybe she has no sense of humor or something.
Actually, I think it's because she's a drama whore.
Yep.
Mm.
Drama ding dong. Ugh. Yeah, I am not getting anywhere near the puppets for a while. I got a new hanger though. Actually, I've had an issue with the puppets because I have what I refer to as the butt puppets up here, which are the ones that you go in through the rear end to control them, and then there's the group up there, which are what I refer to as the chest puppets because you kind of go in this kind of area is where the hole is. So the chest puppets are kind of a bitch to hang, so I got a new hanger array for them. They can handle up to 5 puppets, and I've got 4 up there right now. So I don't know whether I'm going to
It's
get
actually a
another one
hanger
for the
that's
stable.
made for holding puppets, or?
It might as well be. It's a block about yay long with these hooks that come up and have a nice big ball at the top of them, and
Aha,
they're on wooden sliders, so you can slide them back and forth and space them for the puppets, which works really fucking well.
that's.
Kind of vaguely see one on the end there with the way that
Oh
they're
yeah.
So those things actually are on sliders, and they all slide back and forth. So I stick the puppets on them, space them out, and then I just slam them all together. And it works really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran into that at one of these like international kind of sale places. I want to call it out of town market, but that's not it. I can't think what the fuck it's called. And I keep forgetting things. It's been a pain.
Like a physical thing or an internet.
Oh, physical, an actual store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went into an actual store, and I saw a bunch of different hanging things, and I grabbed the first one. I'm like, hey, this set of hooks could actually be helpful. And then I saw that with the sliders. I'm like, but this one's fucking perfect. I'm paying the extra, like it was like $35. I'm like, I think it's worth 35, but fuck you. It's the best thing for my needs. So to hell with it.
I'm distracted by chocolate.
Ooh, chocolate's a good thing to be distracted by.
It's Toblerone.
So yeah, I'm planning on basically trying to finish up this whole freaking thing, and I'm hoping I get enough views on that video, which is why at the end I was pimping for likes and shares and whatnot. But provided I get a half decent number, considering the amount of work put in, I'm going to complete part 2, which is kind of in the works right now. It's going to be 2 parts, not 3 from the looks of it. I'm just going to make 2 a little bit longer. And I'm going to release one that's the entire fucking presentation, and that's it for Power of Woo until further fucking notice. Because I'm going to start...
until the drama llama.
Well, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start getting back to work on the first draft theater, because I was having a lot more fun just storytelling. And for me, mentally, it's a lot more rewarding, and it forces me to do more typing and pay more attention. And I think cognitively, in terms of my recovery, I need that more right now. Because lately, I feel like I'm slipping a bit. I saw the neurologist the other day, and I told her I feel like I'm still having the same goddamn stroke because I keep losing things. There's a lot of shit that I'm like, I know this, and it's just not there, and it's absolutely obnoxious. And I've already run into that, like, 3 times in this hangout that I'm like, word. I didn't actually say it, and luckily Micro was quick enough to pick up on the words I was missing and throw them in there. But, like vestigial organs for some reason. I'm like, I know the term. What's the fucking term? Appendix. What's the fucking, it's maddening because you cognitively are aware that you know this somewhere. But it's like it's in part of your brain you just can't get to, and it's one of the weirdest and most frustrating feelings I've ever had.
I have that when I'm doing maths in my head. For some reason, I can look at a fairly simple plus or like addition or subtraction or even multiplication, I guess. And even though I know what the answer is, I can't write it down. I can't access the answer.
Yeah, It's like that, but it's just very frequent, and it seems to be getting more frequent.
Yeah,
So
and with other, I can see imagine that with like other things, like with common words that
yeah,
would start to get very annoying.
so they're lining me up for a bunch of additional tests and this kind of stuff, and I really think
Mm.
getting back to work on doing something like first draft theater would be more beneficial. The other thing I'm thinking about doing is talking more about, well, frankly, not the stroke itself, but the cognitive side of it, and and what's come of that. To try and get people to kind of understand experientially what it's like going through this kind of shit.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Because, and it's funny because initially after the stroke, I didn't really want to talk about it much. I would reference and people like, "Oh, you had a stroke," and I'd go on, and I'd end up having to go on and on about it because people were interested. But I was horrified that the channel was going to turn into like the all stroke channel because, it's just the way things sometimes go. Something happens in a person's life that's significant, and they end up talking it to death. And I did not want to do that. But now that recently Dawkins has had a stroke, and a lot of people, we make our jokes about, what are you having, a fucking stroke or whatever, but people don't get what it is, other than, we understand that there's a problem that goes on in the brain and but how it affects the person. And that's something that you don't really tend to hear about.
Is there anything specific people can do to prevent strokes?
Oh, there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
But
Where
it's
to
all
start?
just it's all preventative kind of stuff, like taking aspirin and this kind of shit. There are some certain things in your diet that can affect your likelihood of having a stroke later. These, in theory, are pretty bad, and I shouldn't be smoking, but at the same point, I'm on ultralights, which is the least amount of nicotine possible that I can get from a cigarette and still smoke. So I've at least cut back to ultralights. It's like puffing on air. I'm more likely to sit there and just from the exertion cause a problem at this rate.
Well, I've stopped smoking everything.
Preventative, in the sense of strokes, how much of the cigarette, like how much of the nicotine is actually at fault as opposed to
Actually,
else?
well, here's the thing: nicotine's what the issue is because what it causes is a constriction of the blood vessels.
Mhm.
Now, in my particular case, there's plaque that's built up in one of the main blood vessels leading into the brain. So too much constriction of that blood vessel can cause some of that plaque to basically flake off and float downstream and clog up some of the little blood vessels that are down there.
So that's what happened with you? It was
Yeah.
nicotine? You
No,
can...
it wasn't. No, it wasn't the nicotine. It was just a bit of the plaque had been loose for a while and finally ended up becoming a problem.
Right, but if you hadn't been a smoker, the nicotine wouldn't have been there to flake off.
Yeah, I mean, the nicotine really wasn't a major factor in it. It had very little effect on it, other than the fact that it's something that basically can cause additional issues by the constriction of those
Just
veins.
that my therapist had a stroke, and this guy's a psychiatrist, right? So you wonder, what is it that he didn't do to prevent himself having a stroke?
Well,
I can.
the thing is, around that time period, what had happened was I'd gotten talking with a couple people. One of them was a writer. One of them was somebody that had gone to school for editing and this kind of stuff. And I was talking to them, and they offered to help me out with my stuff. And then I didn't hear back from them for 2 fucking weeks. So you have that notion, that little bit of a notion of, are they trying to steal the book that I sent to them that they said they were going to? And the stress from that and everything else is, in my case, what actually triggered the stroke. The smoking was negligible. And
and there's also a whole bunch of genetic factors in strokes.
And it's the genetic factors that led to the plaque buildup to begin with. The best way to explain it is it's kind of like if you were to picture that vein as being a straw that's going through there, it's like the straw has been chewed on in terms of the blood flow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's pretty fucking blocked up.
In the case of this guy, he had a stroke while he was on a cruise holiday. So I wouldn't.
That's one way to destroy a holiday.
Yeah. Well, it was actually like I don't know, 8 hours or something like that, or 5 hours, or whatever, before they were about to dock.
But yeah, I mean, in my case, basically I have the choice of either cognitive therapy, which is what I ended up going with, or getting a shunt put in there. So if any more of that crap broke loose, it would just drain through the shunt. And getting the shunt in there and this kind of stuff is pretty fucking dangerous, apparently. So they generally discourage
Jim
that.
Carson can do it for you.
Shoving something through your brain is often dangerous.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like
Yeah.
what?
Now,
Theistic
I was
cults?
joking, asking if they had some kind of laparoscopic vacuum cleaner they could put up there, but apparently they don't do that.
Why don't you invent one?
I don't have the skill to invent one.
I thought you just need like AutoCAD or something.
No, I think it's a little bit more complicated than just AutoCAD. That and I'd have to learn how to use AutoCAD.
Or you could just get rich by telling gullible people they can prevent it by burning a candle in their ear.
Oh yeah.
I think Shadow might have morals.
Yeah, last time I checked. Otherwise, I would have started a cult on here by now, and I'd be just as wacky as Spirit Science. But, be making money.
Do you have any idea how much he's actually making?
The thing is, I really don't. I do know that through his webpage and this and that, there's a lot of products that he does actually offer, T-shirts and stuff like that. And I think that's where a good portion of his sales are. I think he might also have some book or two that he's promoting. Yeah, I don't know if he actually has one of his own or not. I know that's where Teal's getting a lot of her revenue. That, and she had a Kickstarter for some fucking movie that she was going to do based upon the lies that she's told about her early life with the supposed Mormon satanic cult that was ritually abusing her while she was supposedly also in Europe being a model.
Who's that?
Teal Swan.
What? Okay, I didn't know that about her. Holy shit!
You lost me at Mormon Satanic.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, it's just this made up shit, but a movie about her life going through that, and and she's trying to raise like a shit ton of money to supposedly make this fucking movie. And
I mean,
last time I checked, her Kickstarter had made like, I don't know, it was like 180 grand or some shit.
I mean,
insane.
It could be an interesting movie, maybe, but I have a feeling that she should probably not be the person making it.
Okay, I don't know who Nasser is. Shall we give him a shot?
Yeah, just broadcast one frame, the big frame.
Yep. Give me 1 second. Let me just check my cameraman here for 1 second here. Let's check that.
Should we be like legally required to?
Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. And show and broadcast. Here we go. Hello, Nasser. How are you? Mic check, please. Okay.
Hello.
Nasser, can we get a mic check?
Nasir.
3, 2, 1. And re-hide him for the moment then. And I will switch the camera off me in a moment here. I'll give him another chance in a couple moments perhaps. But,
Nope.
Okay, nope, he dropped out. Okay, there we go. That answers that question. Okie doke. We gave him a shot.
Soviet
And
spies.
let me switch this back so it actually goes multiple cameras.
I'm gonna go make a sandwich. Be right back.
And yay, cameraman. I have to worry about bullshit like I've had to deal with in the past. So.
Yeah.
There we go. Switch that back to normal. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because I don't want another mishap like that one, because that fucked my channel for 6 fucking months, and especially if I'm planning on going back to short story theater, that requires me sit there and actually tell stories for, roughly an hour or so, just reading a couple chapters or whatever, so... Yeah, that would kind of fuck me again. I don't want to have to deal with that shit. And the kicker is the First Draft Fridays was actually starting to catch on right before my channel got nuked.
Yeah, that's it was extremely bad timing.
Oh yeah, I mean it was actually starting to grow and this and that. And the problem is once you say, okay, my channel got screwed, you're going to have to go to this channel for this channel for this channel for that. Everyone's kind of like, what? Fuck you. And I don't blame them.
No, yeah, I would do the same. For me, it's the same thing. If someone suddenly starts uploading their stuff on another channel, I don't always go there.
And I mean, that's the thing is, I can't really blame somebody for that. I mean, this is the channel that I started the shit on, and okay, now you're gonna have to go to the author channel for this, and you're gonna have to go to the shuffle channel for the shuffles, and and that, honestly, I learned a long time ago that I suck at managing multiple channels. Because then you have to worry about the content for each of them and all this other shit. And yeah. Granted, the 13 Shadows channel, which is my main backup, I'm probably going to be moving the shuffles that I do here onto there when I get to it, because that is the Shuffle Archive channel. I have to archive those fucking things somewhere. Otherwise, they just turn into clutter. Because you end up with a channel that's nothing but frickin' shuffles, because I go through bouts of running them one after the next.
Well, they are a lot easier to set up.
Yeah, I'm still considering the idea of trying to do a, so to speak, eternal hangout, but after the issues I had with the channel being taken down around about, 7 months ago now, I'm really leery of it, unless I were to do it on some alternate channel or something, and I don't know. We'll see about that. I mean, after, because I'm supposed to be actually getting a studio built here at some point in hopefully the relatively near future. I'm just waiting for the funds pertaining to it to come in. And after that gets set up, then I'll be able to look into it as a real viable option. But right now, it's just probably not. Then I'm also going to have to make sure that we have some kind of moderation going on with it and this and that. But
yeah, and that has to be quite pretty permanent.
Yeah.
This probably means you would have to find a lot of people.
But also, there'll be no scrolling back, and we'll just simply be running live. Which also, because nothing's going to actually be technically recorded permanently, it's going to make it hell to fight any content disputes or any shit like that. So it's a nuisance. It happens. And you're back. What do you want, puppy? What do you want?
The same thing I always want.
Yes, I want to climb up on you, and then when you don't pet me, I'm going to step on your face. This is an annoying dog, just saying.
Why don't you love me, Daddy? Please love me.
Well, part of it is because my arms are here. That might be a minor factor. That, and I'm trying not to burn him with a cigarette.
Also a good idea.
Yeah. If you hear yelping, you know that he's moved his nose the wrong way. But I try to be careful. Yeah. Okay. Ugh.
That is why I stick to animals that are locked in some kind of glass box.
Well, I don't know. The other dog just will sit here laid next to me all frickin' day and just chill out. But he's a spaz. And he's starting to calm down a little bit now that he doesn't have the nuts anymore, but it's taking a while. I don't know how long it takes testosterone to run out of a dog.
Well, I think it's also his system adapting to it.
Yeah.
Because it's not just the lack of testosterone; it's also because all the cellular, all the things that the testosterone causes would also have to, like, there was probably some lag period. I don't know. I don't know a lot about testosterone.
I don't really know either in terms of this whole thing. I know
it's the steroid hormone. That's pretty much all I know. Which means that it's made from cholesterol.
I missed my chat window, damn it. I've attempted to take this offline and just go to and start broadcasting normally just so that I get my chat back. I missed the chat. Oh well. We only got 4 viewers anyway. Hey, 4 viewers.
Hello.
So how's work been, Nodvik?
Same shit, different day. Over the past several months, I've been taking a day or two off just to stay under the maximum amount of paid time off I have, so got tired of that and took 17 days off over the next month.
Holy crap, that's a lot.
Yep.
So when are you coming to visit?
Texas?
Never. If you're smart.
I've been to Texas before for a couple of years.
That's the joke of it all. That is the joke of it all. It's Texas. Who the fuck would want to come here? Ugh. Hate this state. But I've got kids, so I'm kind of trapped. Well, that and my wife's job's here, but yeah, anyway. That's kind kind of
A
expected.
minor detail.
Yeah, I mean, she does have a pretty good job, so and that, and actually, she loves the firm she's working for now. She sometime last year actually switched from one firm to another, and the one she's working with now takes pretty good care of her. So
Hmm.
the last one was just they had a yeller. You know, that one guy that's one of the people that works there that's in a supervisory role, so to speak, that's just the bitchy person that yells over every little fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Glad that she got the hell out of there because that was stressing her out way just horribly. I mean, I've been a supervisor in the supervisory roles in several different locations, and I never went full douchebag.
Yeah.
But you can see what that kind of authority does to certain people. When they have somebody working under them, some people are just turn into raging assholes. Yes, as long as you let the dog out, you can have Cheez-Its. But make sure to let the dog out.
Supervisor, you got me. And one guy I had the other day had been in for the past 6 days just screaming and yelling at people, cussing them out repeatedly over and over, telling them that Cox Communications lies to them and steals money and this kind of bullshit. Because he signed up for the $59.99 a month for whatever services deal. And he was claiming that he was told that he would never pay more than $59.99, not a penny more. There would be no other charges, yada, yada, yada. So I told him, look, if that's what you were told, we'll make it right. We'll pull the call and we'll make it right. Of course, he wouldn't accept that. It took me an hour and 45 minutes to get him to actually shut up long enough for me to read to him the request I was putting in to pull the call and agree to it. And then he went on for another 45 minutes yelling, screaming, and cussing. We got the call pulled, and he was quoted 3 times, $74.96 with equipment and taxes, and he agreed all 3 times. He was just straight up yelling, cussing for the sake of or straight up lying, cussing for the sake of cussing.
Oh, great.
Ugh.
Fucking hate that.
Lovely.
Since that day, he's continued to do the same shit.
Some people just get into their heads that the way that you get things solved is by being an asshole, and yeah.
He's not trying to get things solved. He's trying to get us to change our agreement or something and give him free money.
How nice.
Reminds me of, I remember reading it, like, there's a Danish website that's essentially people who vent about bad customers. It's all the website is. It's amazing. And I remember reading at one point they had a discussion they had where essentially they explained all the ways that people try to get essentially cheaper fast food by requesting things and then making changes to it, so that they essentially end up with a product that's actually more expensive.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've got to kind of say the one thing that I don't like about having you in Hangouts is you keep mentioning Danishes. Diabetes sucks. I miss the Danishes.
Yeah, it's weird. My language is apparently a food.
Yeah. I've noticed that.
I speak pastry.
Yes, you speak pastry indeed.
Hi guys.
Hey,
Hello.
how's it going?
Not bad.
And Redline, mic check.
Yep, I am here.
Yay.
Hey Redline, how are you?
What kind of answer is that?
I'm assuming an accurate one.
Yeah.
Redline.
Yeah.
When you have a minute later, I need to talk to you on Skype.
Yeah, of course. Nah, I've just been extremely busy while simultaneously having a migraine, and when I get a migraine, as rare as they are, I guess they kind of build up like, oh, this migraine's coming, nope, not going to affect you. This migraine's coming, not going to affect you. Then all of a sudden it's like a tsunami of pain and misery and torment.
Ooh.
Kind of like the first girl comes off after not having a period forever because of an IUD that she just got taken out.
That was random.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Slightly creepy.
It's a nuclear explosion happening right in the front part of my head, and I just took 2 Excedrin, and that was about 2 hours ago. The pain has diminished, but I'm still feeling a big pounding sensation in my head that's making me miserable right now.
You have a periphery.
I have something's definitely wrong with me, among other things I accept.
Well, we already knew something was wrong with you. This is just another thing to add to the
Well,
list.
we just had the viewer count tick up, so I think, Redline, there are people out there that are enjoying you being miserable.
Oh, I see. Well, fuck you too. Well, fuck you guys too. So, microblog 13, midnight. Sydney, haven't talked to you in a while, and also Katie, our
Yeah,
resident Jesus.
I'm trying to clear out the attic a little bit after dealing with spirit shit.
Yeah, I was watching your video when you actually called. I got 5 minutes in, and I go, oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah. It's funny because I've gotten a fairly good response to it, but I keep looking at it going, this is such shit, because I've had to watch it so many goddamn times.
Well, obviously you would hate it because you had to watch it so many goddamn times, but I think you did pretty good of the 5 minutes I've actually seen of it.
Yeah, it was kind of fun, but once the ferret goes out there, it kind of slows down for a little bit. But
Well, what I found is there were certain parts where the squirrel was a bit distracting, but overall, I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to the next installment.
Yeah, the next one's going to be a little bit longer than that one because I decided to break it into 2 parts just to get the pain over with.
Yeah. I mean, breaking it into parts is not really a sin. It's more. It's actually better. I've seen. If you're making a long video, it's better to break it up into parts. Kind of like what I did with the fuckery counter challenge with Drainism. If I had made that one big video, it would have been over 50 minutes. And so what I decided to do was split it in 2, make a part 1 and 2, and that actually ended up working a lot better.
Yeah, I gotta see how long the second part's going to be because initially I was going to split it into 3, but I'm thinking it might have to be 2. We'll see. I don't know.
The more you split it up, the more advertising revenue you can get once you have it monetized.
Yeah, but I'm not monetizing it.
Well, try this.
It's just basically MST3K'ing somebody else's content, so I'm not going to monetize that. That's kind of crap.
Yeah, try this though. Try this. I usually stick to this rule where stick it around 20 minutes. Now, if you go like for example 22 minutes, that's fine. Make it 1 because it's around the 20-minute mark. But the minute it starts touching 25, split it up into 2 parts.
That's roughly what I had been doing with the old Power of Woos, but this thing is so long and so cantankerous, and there is no good place to split it up like that. There just isn't.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's why when I'm like making a video, I need to kind of design it with the intent of splitting it up so that it would make sense. But that is sometimes such a pain in the ass to do that it would just be easier to make it one big video.
Oh,
sometimes I try to stay away from that though.
Just quick note for the folks out there in viewer land. If you're waiting for a theist to come in and start arguing with us, I don't think that's going to happen.
Nope. Not a chance in hell.
Yeah, I get stuck in one of those offline the other day.
Even though Jesus is here, I mean...
Well, how could they argue with us? We have Jesus in the room, redheaded or not.
Exactly.
He proves that gingers do have souls.
No, he doesn't.
No, I don't.
No. He just no. What it proves is that Jesus was actually ginger, and the reason he wanted to save save our souls is because he wanted them for himself.
Look, I'll put it this way. I made it pretty clear that I'm busy 6 days a week. I don't want to deal with my freaking followers except for 1 day a week. And even then, they fucking bother me way too goddamn much, so I ended up telling most of them the wrong fucking day. I listen to people on Saturdays. I let people beg to me on Sundays. It works out pretty well.
Oh man, I'm just saying right now that whole blood and bread type of shit. It tastes like shit. I need you to actually change that. If you can change the wine into like Mountain Dew, that would be a lot better. And if we could make the bread not really bread, I'm thinking more like pizza. That would be much better.
I actually had it as just actual blood and bread. It was pretty good at the time, but I don't know that some people were offended by that when I don't even know what the hell
Well,
happened.
It's
that
your
was
own
back in the
blood.
time of vampires, dude. That was back in the time of vampires. Those don't exist anymore.
Well, yeah, thanks to you, because
Yeah.
of the cross. Now they all
I,
turn to dust.
I just keep thinking of that god awful fucking ice cream commercial with the guy scooping his own head. I'm trying to find a way to squeeze that into the second part of the video because that's how I feel watching this shit.
I'm so glad I have no idea what that. I've never seen that.
Be thankful. You'll see it. You'll see a clip of it. Trust me. It's coming.
Well, like I said, I only watched about 5 minutes of it when you sent me the link over Skype for this hangout.
I should have waited.
Well, yeah, you should have waited. But yeah, I was again speaking of the devil, right? So I was watching it, and the first thing that came to mind is wow, 13 must have been ripping every single hair he had on his body out of body because of just how stupid this shit really is. I mean, Spirit Science takes stupid to a whole new level.
And the scary thing is, the real stupid comes in the second half.
Exactly. It's not even the worst part yet.
No, we haven't gotten to the global conspiracies yet. We haven't gotten to the Greys yet.
Yep.
We haven't gotten to the people that went underneath the pyramids, eventually found a fucking city under there after getting through a impenetrable wall of light, that the first thing that people did when they saw this impenetrable wall of light, they started shooting at it. Because reasons.
Yeah, that's natural. Once you see a wall of light, you shoot at it.
Because it was an American expedition, and you know how Americans are. If they don't understand
Yeah.
something, we shoot it with our guns.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just
Fabio.
shoot them there. It's like that movie Atlantis. We're gonna shoot everything with goons.
I need to find more relevant clips because, yeah.
Dude,
I mean, but the thing is, there are certain parts of it where the thing gets so incredibly fucked up and weird that it's like, do I even want to put commentary over this? This is just it pwns itself.
I
You
think.
said what?
Well, the thing is that it does pwn itself, but you make when you do it, it
I'm trying
turns
to
the
make it
video
tolerable.
into. Well, it makes the video a cringy type of pwnage to a funny type of pwnage.
Hopefully, that's the idea at least.
So you're definitely doing us a favor because you actually make it tolerable.
Well, I've had a couple people like, I've never actually watched that. I'm like, wait till I do my version of it. It'll be less painful.
It'll be much less painful because if you go in it raw, what can be seen can never be unseen.
A couple of the references in it are a little bit obscure. For example, when I do the clip from God of War with Poseidon, I'm like, well, if you haven't played God of War, that's not going to make any sense.
Yeah, let 13 grease it up a bit for you. You don't want to go in there dry.
You got it. Hey, Fabio.
No,
Hey,
Fabio.
How's it going?
How's Italy?
Fabio, have you figured out a card that can beat my P1? Let me answer that for you. You can't.
Are you shitting me? I already told you.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about class 250 GTO. I mean, can't beat that. I know it's a trump card, but you asked for it. I didn't even want to go there. But
I hate you for that, by the way.
I know. And I feel you. I feel your pain, but
Yeah, because I have the P1 on my side, and you have the fucking GTO on yours. God damn.
yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I almost want to just sit there and try and stoke the fire under Fabio for a moment and see if I can get him to a rant about how stupid us Americans are with our politics.
Oh
Trump.
no, actually, you're really funny. It's like 2000 all over again. At the time of my life, I was in California at that time when you guys first elected Bush, and that made my day. I mean, it made my month actually.
One name, Trump.
Yes.
Ugh.
One name.
Yeah,
That's
he likes
all-
laughing
that's
at
all
us
you need to know.
Americans.
Trump. I tell you what, if Trump wins, I am legitimately moving to Canada.
I'll give you a
Sure,
tour.
Canada wants you.
I need to basically get the I think I'm going to start a moving company in Canada called "Getting the Fuck Out of America." Eh?
Yep. We're starting to build igloos right now to accommodate the rush.
Yeah, exactly.
Red
And
line.
apparently the Canadians are already way ahead of us building a wall to prevent the surge of people
Speaking of
spilling over
Canadians,
into their country.
Hey, Para.
Good day.
Red line. If you do decide to come to Canada, I'll give you a tour.
Sounds like a plan.
Entire country?
I'll move. I got a list of countries I'm already considering. Like for example, Canada. Go to the UK, maybe even to Ireland and meet up with Angry Pumpkin because everyone there is a drunk and a rager, and I would fit in perfectly.
Wait, isn't Pumpkin Northern Irish? So he would be in the UK.
You should probably make a bit more specific plans. 'Cause, like,
Hang
if you're
on,
going
hang
to
on.
Canada, go ahead.
you have to keep something in mind, though. In Redline's world, there is America and not America.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm trying to educate him about not America. If he's planning to move there.
Yeah.
Look.
You should really make more specific plans, though, because if you're going to Canada, you're going to have a completely different experience if you go to the Pacific Northwest as opposed to, like, Beamsville, Ontario.
Well, no, Redline is going to have the same experience because he's from Florida. He's not used to the cold.
Oh,
And
poor
then
guy.
come to the Pacific Northwest. It's not cold here.
Yeah, it's not
What is this?
It's cold compared to Florida.
Hang on, microblog. I gotta ask you, what is this cold that you speak of?
See what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy doesn't know what snow looks like.
What is this? What is the snow that you speak of?
I will agree with you.
Imagine if you had a freezer, if you had put cocaine in a freezer, but you couldn't sniff it actually.
Oh,
what the
fuck?
It just
So
means
it's unsniffable
this
cocaine.
Yeah, but it's cold, unsniffable cocaine.
Okay, so it's unsniffable cold cocaine.
Yeah, from the skies.
You could have
Which,
gone with
once again,
flour,
what
you
is
know.
cold?
Yeah,
They
but
come to multiple
slushy
colors.
after a while.
They come to multiple colors, white and yellow.
I will support this.
and brown and gray. By the
Well,
way.
I got a perfect place for you, Red. I mean, granted, you will have to overcome the weather because that's terrible.
Yeah.
But you might want to consider Silverstone in UK. It's a really pretty nice town. Food is good. The track is beautiful, and they got plenty of track days.
I
don't
was thinking of moving like to Germany and moving into that castle that's right in the center of the Nürburgring.
Oh, you mean the Nordschleife?
Hells
I mean
yeah.
the proper one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's a good
I think
thing
that
too.
sounds
But they're
expensive.
Germans. You know, you will have to learn a new language. I was going for Silverstone because you wouldn't have that problem.
On the bright
Nah.
side, German's pretty easy to learn if you know English.
Yeah.
No, I'll just be like the many Mexicans that live here in Florida. Don't speak a word of English, and they survive pretty well.
And expect
Yeah, but-
all the English speakers to abide to my language.
Yeah, but they're Germans. They don't fall for that kind of shit.
True.
And then
I mean,
And then I can move-
those guys invaded Poland in 5 days.
yeah, I know
but
they
that-
And
don't
they invaded us in less than a day.
Look,
Yeah.
I want to move to
2
Germany.
hours.
I want to move to Germany for one reason, and that's because they have the most badass racetrack in the entire history of forever.
Why else would he want to go anywhere?
Exactly. Their racetrack is awesome, and I want to go there to see all the nice cars race, and also to race on it myself. Because at the track, you can rent a BMW M5, and I wish to do that.
Better put some
I did.
insurance
Hang on,
that.
Redline. I did tell you that I saw a Tesla S the other day, right?
And you've decided that you want to buy one, right?
And I almost ran him off the fucking road. Their brakes work really well, apparently.
Oh yeah, very, very. Considering their brakes are fucking massive.
Yeah, he got between me and my exit.
I see. Also, I actually met up with a brand new Mustang. It's what was it got? The 350 GT. God damn, those things are loud.
Yeah,
those things are loud.
There's apparently a difference in the engine between the convertible and the GT. Apparently, the GT is a totally different beast.
Yes, it is. Basically, they have a different firing order and also a flat crank. And I honestly think that the 350 GT is the best sounding Mustang ever made.
Well, the thing is, the one that we got, which granted is the 2006, I do have to say I like the sound it makes, and I like the way it rides anyway around it. I mean, a lot of the cars that they sell now, you don't really feel like you're on the road, if that makes
Yeah.
sense to you.
Well, that's for the way it is on my Spark. You ride the Spark, everything's comfortable. You ride in my Trans Am, you feel every grain of sand
Oh, yeah.
on the road.
I kind of like it.
I mean, that's the way I have my suspension set up because it's all polyurethane, which is a horrible idea if you like comfort.
Well, I'd been driving, like I don't know, SUVs and this kind of stuff for way too long. Between that and the pickup and this kind of stuff, and when I got in that car in the Mustang and turned it on, I'm like, ooh, it's making this strange noise, kind of a growly noise. I think I like that.
Yep. And I also have the trip being planned with when Angry Pumpkin comes down to America Land, and we're going to stop by your house 13. So prepare.
Yes, just try not to kill the car.
Well, again, you promised I would drive it, so.
I told you I'd let you, but keep in mind it's used to cruising. It's not used to leaving the engine 5 feet behind the drive shaft.
I see.
Wear patterns and all that. I don't know.
Because
I've not opened it up yet, and I have the bad feeling that that's what you plan on doing.
Yeah, but no comment.
Yeah.
No comment. No comment. No comment.
But yeah, this is not a GT.
I will not confirm nor deny any allegations. And also, weird fact is that I've never actually driven a convertible with a convertible top down. So that would be
It'll be novelty, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you driven a convertible with a convertible top down while topless?
Well, yeah. I have driven a convertible. It's just that the top wasn't down. It was a rental, piece of shit rental.
Actually, that's the one thing that really impressed me about it, is that with that top down, you can really have a conversation.
Yeah, they actually did a lot of good work with the buffeting,
yeah,
and how they actually manage the airflow around it with the top down. It's amazing with the level of engineering that goes into it.
Now, granted, on a windy day, we will put the windows up while the top's down, just for the sake of being able to talk. But yeah, it's really kind of nice.
Aren't you glad you didn't buy a slingshot now?
Yeah, especially because I would have had to wait several more months. This I could get now.
And the moment you got it, it would have been broken.
Probably. I don't know, but I'm still planning on going up to because I found a dealer not too bad for. Oh, bang this! Let me get him showing in here. I do actually plan on going up by the dealership at some point to do a test drive of one, just to get a feel for it out of curiosity.
That'll work.
There we go.
And the test drive, you're going to notice a couple things, because I actually already beat you to the punch. I test drove one of those things at the local Barney's dealer. Yep, I did. I test drove it. All I did was flash $5,000 in front of him, saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about buying this." He's like, "Oh, let's go for a test drive right now." I'm like, "Okay." And then after I test drove it, I didn't buy and put that money right back in the bank.
Oh yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy? Duda Sanini?
What?
Sounds.
He's going to have to say something really fucking profound in the sidebar, otherwise I'm not showing him.
Yeah.
He's got nothing on his profile.
Yeah. There we go. He's gone. That was quick.
That was quick. Yeah. So I drove it, and here's my own personal impressions of it. It handles really well, considering it only has 3 wheels. It really does. It handles surprisingly well. However, the belt whine is deafening.
Yeah, the belt whine was really my concern, but
I asked him. I asked the guy who was trying to sell me this piece of shit, "Is that normal?" He goes, "Yes." I go, "If that's normal, we have a problem."
Wow. The thing is, I've heard there were a couple of different videos of people driving them when I was first looking into them that I checked out, and I noticed the belt whine, but on some of them it seems fucking horrendous. On others, it just seems You know, like it's an off-road vehicle that you're just fucking around with.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, you sit there and you order the fucking thing, and you get what you get with that. So
Yeah,
yeah, like that noise.
the gear selector was okay. The pedal, the steering feel was fine. The seats were surprisingly not completely terrible, and
They look uncomfortable.
they look uncomfortable. All right, here's the thing: if it was between those seats and the seats that I have in my Trans Am, definitely the Trans Am. However,
Oh,
these
yeah.
seats are better than my Chevy Spark.
Oh, wow.
So, well, that's mainly because on the Chevy Spark, you're sitting on the car, not in it. And
I've ridden in one of those, and oh my god.
and in the Polaris Slingshot, you're sitting in the car, not on it. So that's where it kind of gets a few points. But one of the things that I noticed was that whenever you would shift gears, the moment that clutch is in, the belt wind stops. And the moment you let the clutch out to get back on the gas, the belt wind starts up again. So it would be.
So it's transmission related then.
Nope, it's not transmission related. It's putting tension on the belt. When you put tension on the belt, when you put tension on that belt, that causes the whine, because being that it's a rubber belt that's actually connecting your power to the wheels, it kind of wants to skip off each tooth at the very end, and that's the whining that we're hearing.
Is it piston or tension or piston or just a normal?
No, that's the thing with all belts. Now they could easily get around that by switching it to a chain, but why do something that would make the thing more reliable?
Is this something that theoretically, if you were to get one, you could modify, or?
Yeah.
I have a question.
I don't know.
Does that whine happen on belt-driven motorcycles too?
Not all of them, no, because belt-driven motorcycles have a smaller sprocket. And having a smaller sprocket means that the tooth is going to leave the actual gear cleaner. When you have a bigger sprocket, the tooth is going to leave the gear slower, which gives it a chance to catch.
Yeah. Leave it to this car guy to make it all about the size of your sprocket.
Exactly. It's all about the size of the sprocket, okay?
Hey, at least it's got teeth.
In this case, though, bigger is not better.
Yeah.
I mean, there shouldn't really be anything preventing you from modifying it to have a chain rather than
Honestly,
a belt.
if they just gave it the damn thing a fucking chain, that would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Give it a chain, or do the smart thing and make your front wheel drive and just not deal with it. Even though it would be a little bit more ridiculous, let's keep in mind this is still a three-wheeled vehicle.
Yeah, it's already ridiculous.
Exactly.
Might as well go all in.
You know, Mustang is enough of a name that it gets enough attention, and frankly, the whole point was to get something for my midlife crisis, so I'm good with the Mustang.
Honestly, the Mustang's a lot better, and I'll tell you why. It doesn't have that fucking belt whine.
Actually, I can also get the kids in the back, so that's not an issue either.
There you go.
I don't have to like strap them onto the tire or something.
Kids and dogs and
on the roof.
Hold on a second. Midlife crisis car, they don't involve kids in the back.
No. I still have to keep that as a consideration.
Yeah, but that's not a proper midlife crisis car.
No, I know. But the thing is, I can't. The thing is, at the time, I couldn't afford a proper midlife crisis, so I went with a convertible.
you need a Lamborghini for a proper
you
midlife
have a convertible with two-seater. That would be a perfect midlife crisis car.
Oh man, the thing is, if I went with a two-seater convertible, I would have gone with a Saturn because they have a really sharp-looking one.
Oh, boys.
Do they still make those?
We're talking about the Saturn Sky.
Yeah,
Let me
very
see.
pretty car.
I've actually seen a couple of those, and there's only one complaint I have about the Saturn Sky, and it's their fucking tire size. It's a weird size, and you can't find them anywhere.
But yeah, it's a really pretty car, and it's not one that you see every fucking where. I love the Mustang, and you do get a good amount of attention driving around in the Mustang convertible. It's kind of nice finally having a car that I get compliments on, and I don't know that that's a strict up vanity thing, other than the fact that I've been driving pieces of shit for so fucking long. It's nice to have a car that people are like, oh, that's not a bad car. It's like, oh, good.
It's not terrible.
It looks. I like the look of it.
most of the cars I've driven in the past, you sit there, you drive it, you put it in the parking lot, and immediately the people that work at the store want to cover it with a fucking tarp so nobody has to look at it.
Yep, there's a few cars out there that are so hideously ugly that I would do that. But the Mustang is definitely not one of them.
No, it's actually rather pretty. I got to replace a bulb though. We have one light out in it, one of the signals.
If it was like a Prius, for example, it's like, oh, shield your eyes.
I still the ugliest car I've ever seen is still the Fiat Multipla. That thing, I have no idea how you can make something that up.
No. Even though it's hideously ugly, no. Everyone knows that the ugliest car that has ever been spawned is the Pontiac Aztek.
I thought that was the Edsel.
Nope, I think it's the Pontiac Aztek.
I'll have to look that one up. I don't think I've heard of that one.
Rondo.
Any K car ever fucking made.
Yeah, I saw one of those. I saw a K car wagon all pimped out in Montreal once, and it was pretty rocking.
Yeah, why don't you pimp it out?
It looks like a Lego car. What the fuck?
Told you.
What the fuck is up with that front?
Exactly, told you.
I still say the Fiat is uglier.
You have no taste.
Okay, yeah. No, it's funny because there's my taste and there's my wife's taste, and I like something that looks a little bit sporty while still looking like a car, But my wife, on the other hand, likes these weird, freaking boxy ass things, and I can't think of what the model of the car is off the top of my head. But there's this one that she really liked. It looks like a fucking crate on wheels, and they had one version of it that looked like it had rivets on the side of it, and I'm like, wow, it's a shipping crate. What the fuck?
They make good apartments.
What's the one they used the commercial? They had the commercial with was it rats or gerbils or something dancing around with hip hop music?
That was the Kia Soul.
That's the ugliest fucking car on the planet, in my opinion.
No. The thing is, the Kia Soul at least gets good gas mileage.
Yeah, but it's still fucking ugly.
Yeah,
it's
not
the Kia Soul. The Kia Soul actually looks like a car. The Pontiac Aztek looks like something that was shot out of a fucking rhinoceros.
So you're saying it's an abortion mobile?
It's an abortion mobile. It's what happens when Mother Nature fucks up royally. This is something that should have never. I mean, who thought that was a good design to go with? Like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking me right now? I mean, whoever designed that thing should have been fired and then castrated so that they would never reproduce.
Some of the newer Jeeps look really fucking nice. The problem is that they went from being these, kind of novelty things that were fairly cheap back in the day to these insanely fucking expensive $100,000 vehicles. And you look at that going, for a fucking Jeep, are you shitting me?
Yeah, well, now they're starting to do the SRT8 line, which is crazy.
Yeah.
SRT8. Although
if I'm spending that much money for a fucking car, I will get a Tesla. Thank you very much.
Well, I gotta say, the SRT8 is a badass Jeep. 4-wheel drive, it outlaunches a Tesla.
Yeah, but I'd rather the Tesla.
I know, I would rather the Tesla too. But
for what it is, I'd rather that.
If you bought an SRT8 Jeep, I would not blame you.
But at the same point, how much gas am I going to go through in that fucking monster?
Oh, tons.
That's the problem. I mean, you end up spending so much more fucking money on it just trying to keep the gas in the damn thing.
That's not the problem. That's the whole point of owning a car. I mean, I want to burn dead dinosaurs. I mean, fuck the Tesla, I didn't know.
Okay, Fabio, here's the thing, though. Listen, every time I drive next to a Prius, I downshift the fourth so they can hear me hurting the environment. I understand where you're coming from.
No, I agree with you. I mean, the Prius is a piece of shit. It's a wannabe car. They pretend not to burn dinosaurs, but they're not burning dinosaurs in a...
But the thing is that when you have...
I want to burn dinosaurs... And the one from my exhaust, there should be bones,
No. Hang on. Here's the thing. I mean, there's a difference between trying to burn a raptor here and there and trying to burn a fucking plesiosaur.
Well, the thing is that for a Tesla, for a lot of people simply don't know what it is, and that's a good thing. And it makes no noise, so you can pop up right next to this guy with slicks and this roided out engine, and it's like, hey, that's a pretty fast car you got there, and he looks at you and goes, thanks. Hey, you want to run them? And then you just
Pop it in
quietly
ludicrous
hit
mode.
that touchscreen. You quietly hit that touchscreen that says ludicrous mode, and then you do 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds.
Yeah.
And go
And
plaid.
they pass you a few seconds later.
No, I'm sorry. I don't buy that.
2.8
I
seconds to 60.
will get a Jaguar XF any time of the day, because when I step on the gas, I want the women that are pregnant, standing on the side of the road to actually
That's
deliver
scary.
the babies. This is what I really want.
You want to
Okay.
split the wind
My
and stuff
motorcycle,
right
I
out
never put bafflers on the exhaust.
Well, hang on.
That's
I'm
one
gonna I'm gonna
They-
try
they-
and jump in here and
they
pause
deliver
things for just
babies.
one moment
Uh-huh.
because I need to put out a PSA there. We've all heard of the Muslim terrorists and this kind of stuff. Apparently, there's a Jewish variety of terrorists that are actually going around and vandalizing web pages, changing all the grammar and punctuation. I found this out from listening to Ronnie talking about his web page
Run the magic, man.
Wow.
because he basically claimed that all the errors on his web page were done by somebody hacking his site.
Wow.
That looks like MySpace.
Hilarious.
there. Wow.
I was working on the computer one time. It was my mother's coworker. I was back in like middle school or high school, and I knew a fair bit about him, but he didn't know anything about me, and he didn't know what I knew about him. He was a big motorcycle enthusiast, and he spent something like $13,000 on modifying and upgrading his muffler to make it as loud as possible. Now he came up and while I was working on his computer, he starts talking to me. He goes, "You ever you into motorcycles?" I was like, "Not really. I don't know much about them. The only thing I really know is the louder the muffler, the wider the the louder the muffler, the wider the owner's figurative muffler." And he just looks at me like,
Yeah, apparently the way to learn a lot about motorcycles is to buy a Harley.
Blah, 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 blah.
No, because
Three-wheel
apparently
Harley.
you spend most of your time fixing the fucking thing.
In your living room.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, Harleys are pieces of shit, and I mean, I would never buy a Harley ever.
They look. I love the way they look, but I would never fucking own one.
See, if you're gonna own a bike, if you're gonna own any bike, you're gonna have to go with the Japanese on this one.
No,
Well,
not in my
race
case. Because I'd be more interested in the Spider at this point in my life.
I'm just saying, the Gixxer, awesome. The Gixxer is like porn on two wheels.
Yeah, the Spider is still on my list of potentials for the
I'm
future.
fairly certain you can find actual porn on 2 wheels.
Exactly.
You talking about the 3-wheel Spider?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a fucking bad looking thing, man. I seen one up close and I was like, wow, this is
it's
bad.
it's nowhere near as cool looking as the Polaris, but the Polaris with that fucking belt wine, you're gonna go deaf.
Yeah, the thing is that when Can-Am built their 3-wheeler, they built it properly. And when they also have a couple models. You can get the RS5 or you
that's
can get
just
the Cruiser.
that's just a lie. Can-Ham can't put anything together properly.
No, Can-Am, not ham, am.
Can't dance, but he'll steal your money. No, never mind.
Nope, never mind. So essentially, when Can-Am makes a bike, they're beautiful and perfect. When Can-Ham does something, it's not. He won't do it without a tax break.
Yeah.
The other white meat.
Long pig.
Okay, so I searched on Spider motorcycle, and apart from getting obviously a lot of pictures of it, I also found this, which is kind of weird. I'm going to post it in the chat.
Okay.
No idea what I'm actually looking at. This image, it popped up as an image.
Oh, my eyes, these goggles, they see
Ow, what
nothing.
the fuck is that?
That's a Tron cycle.
It looks like it's made of Lego.
Yeah, it looks like a Lego bike, literally.
No,
This
that's from
is-
Tron.
This is what happens when you spend far too much fucking effort trying to make something look sci-fi. Holy crap, what the fuck is that ugly ass thing?
Do the
It
two
looks
front
fucking
wheels
two-dimensional.
spread out?
Okay, hang on.
That's not a motorcycle. That's a tape dispenser for packing.
Yeah, hang on. The people out in chat world have no idea what we're talking about. Let's see if I can get a screenshot
True,
going
There's
here.
a chat.
Here we go.
Fuck.
Well, not a proper chat, but you know, the people that are
The
watching.
viewers.
Yeah, this fucking. I don't know what to make of this. I just don't fucking know. It's a thing. I don't know. Enough of
It's-
that.
It really does
I
look
have to agree. It's a tape dispenser.
You could not pay me to own that fucking thing.
It looks like it was inspired by a tape dispenser. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, believe it or not, but I bought a free-wheel motorcycle today, just today,
Oh.
and it's this one.
Huh, let me take a look.
What the fuck is that thing?
Oh yeah, actually Harley has a variant of that, and it's a regular motorcycle and it has a third wheel.
Oh, cool.
I don't
It
get-
looks like a retarded praying mantis.
I don't. I
No,
don't understand.
that's actually a really cool means of transportation. Let me tell you.
Wait, are the two wheels in the front different sizes? Oh,
No, they're
It's
not.
just at an angle.
okay. Just,
Okay, just because of the angle of the photo. All right, I get it.
yeah.
I've got the most popular, best three-wheeler on the planet right here.
What, a tricycle? Okay, hang on. Where are you?
Big
Barrow?
wheel.
I'm sharing.
There we go. Okay, got it.
That is
Big
the
wheels
most
keep on
popular
turning. Proud Mary,
three-wheeler.
keep on burning. Rolling on the
And
roof.
it's,
all
and
of
it's
it.
broken.
And for-
It's missing a
and-
pedal.
That's true. He's badass. But Fabio has got to love this three-wheeler because it is made entirely of dead dinos.
Yeah, but it's not burning on dead
actually.
dinosaurs. I
Yeah,
don't care.
but not
if
burning the dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, if you don't see a raptor head being shot, raptor skull being shot out of your muffler, you're not doing it right.
Yes, exactly.
Fabio's got the same headphones I do. Very cool.
Sorry, say what?
I said you
Oh,
got the
those,
same
yeah, the
headphones.
Logitech wireless, those are pretty popular.
Logitech
Because
600.
it's a really good price point for wireless, so that is the most
Yeah.
popular one.
Oh, this. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh, here comes
Jackie.
Jackie. Don't show
You
any
have a jacket?
puppies.
Dum dum dum.
Shield your ears, headphone users.
Puppies.
Puppies!
Did I say the name Jackie when you start moving? Oh, I see the tail. Flap, 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 flap.
Hey, Jackie.
Hi.
How you
He's
doing,
actually
Jackie?
no for once.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, he's actually calm for the first time all frickin' day.
Oh, that's right. He says his balls bashed off already.
Yep.
Hasn't he?
Yeah, I took him to the
You
vet,
got
and the
it.
vet pulled out a hacksaw and went, hold on, hold him still. He inserts
I'm sorry.
the theme here.
If I was to
Oh crap, he heard you.
yeah, oh crap.
That reminds me. That reminds me. If anybody moves to Canada, there is a delicacy up here called prairie oysters. Talking
they
of
have
horses
that.
procedure.
I think they have that in the US as well.
Ah, right in the face. There we go.
Two puppies.
Mindy, you're real low, by the way.
If you get another one, she might go into a diabetic coma.
No, we are not getting another one. Two is the limit. Technically, in terms of the city, 3 is the limit, but in terms of house size, 2 is too many, honestly. We have the house is fairly small here.
Yeah,
Isn't it a 3 you get egg roll?
Okay, if you get 3 on screen, I'm fairly certain Jackie would go into a diabetic coma.
Something, yeah.
And we would probably lose our eardrum.
All right, I'm gonna pop out and pop back in about 10 minutes. So
Okay.
catch
I
me
will keep
later.
an eye. Hey, Jackie, did you actually get to watch the final presentation?
The puppet thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got through about half of it, and then I had to do
Oh.
stuff. But it's up on a tab. over here, and I
No,
got
I was
lots of
asking because Kaya actually does a cameo at the end of it.
Oh.
I was wondering if you'd gotten to that point of it, because I
No,
figured you'd
not
get a
not
kick out of
yet.
it.
Not yet. I'm about halfway through.
Actually, let me give mods to a couple folks here, because here we go. Okay, we have the puppy thing going on. That's random enough. Okay, now that our viewer count went up and then went down because of people being deafened.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But that giggle is just too cute. I'm sorry, it just is.
I don't know. It makes my wife stay usually. There've been a couple times she's had a really bad day. I've called Jackie to hang out just to have her school the dogs to make my wife smile. The weirdest thing.
Micro, when's your new video out?
Yeah, some point during this week. I'm probably going to finish it either tonight or tomorrow.
Okay,
I have
'cause
about
this is Friday.
5. Yeah, I have about 5 minutes left to animate.
Cool.
So I've done the stupid thing and started out by animating all the small bits and leaving all the large chunks.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I should do it the other way so it gets easier and easier.
Yeah, so you feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel, or at least an end of the fucking tunnel. Oh.
Yep. But nope. I think the longest segment I have this time around is about a minute. Which is so. But yeah, it involves bingo.
Bingo.
Yep.
Bingo.
Every time I see a light at the end of
There's
the
the
tunnel, it turns out to be a fucking freight train.
I'm going to be playing the official food woo buzzword bingo card.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
I'm waiting with anticipation. I hope you've used the Monty Python bingo bit.
Oh,
you know that?
no, I haven't. Oh, fuck, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The bicycle.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Well, it wouldn't really fit in either. Maybe.
Okay. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Who's winning the game on the TV in the background?
Purdue is stomping this dog snot out of Illinois, 76-39.
Dang.
Yeah, I learned something interesting. Apparently, FIFA jokes only work in Europe.
Oh, I would get a FIFA joke if it was about that crook that they just fucking ousted as the chairman, but other than that, I don't know.
No, there's
What's his name,
one of the
Vladimir?
gags in part 2, and I've done a little bit of pre-screening as it's gone along, but there is a joke about FIFA in there when Spirit Science claims that there is this organization controlling the world. So I throw a FIFA joke in there, and only the Europeans got it.
I got it.
By the way, Shadow, what is that turquoise thing on the other side of the room? It looks suspicious.
Are you talking about the little Crayola thermos, or are you talking up here the?
Must be the Crayola thermos.
The Crayola thermos.
Yeah, that'd be the Crayola thermos. Yeah.
It kind of looks like a big. It kind of looks like a big penis, to be honest with you.
Well, I said suspicious, didn't I?
Hang on. Fuck this shit.
You gotta have a penis in the shuffle somewhere, so you know.
There we go. Crayola thermos.
Still looks like a
big penis.
If you think that looks like a penis, dude, if you still think that looks like a penis, then you have one weird looking fucking penis, man.
Oh no, I'm
It
going to
kind
make
of
this.
looks like it has a Prince Albert with the ring.
Dude, you don't know anything about the interior of my mind.
Sounds like much the same as mine, but I'm going to make it worse.
Fucking scary place.
Mike
Oh,
Bro,
please
I
do.
didn't know yours was detachable because if I'm not mistaken, that's your same color.
Yeah, I attached my penis and sent it to
Better
Shep.
yet, why did he leave it at my place? It just keeps getting strange.
How do you know I'm not actually at your place right now?
Were you hiding in the attic?
Well, if he doesn't hear the swish swash swiggle, then or the desk thumping.
Micro? Is there something you want to tell me?
Maybe.
Okay.
Talk about being blue.
Well, to be fair, I'm not actually that big. I'm what a foot high or something.
Oh yeah, your character is supposed to be pretty small.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. We went from cars
Still
to
bigger
little blue
than-
penises.
Why not? It happens. It's random.
What's
That's
the difference?
Well, let's see now. The Mustang is blue, so I don't think there is one.
Hey, real quick, just to make sure that this is a true shuffle. Penis. Okay.
It's already happened.
You already
Yeah.
missed it, Jackie.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Dang it.
Yeah,
It was
this
good
is the
too.
post. This would be the post-penis portion of the shuffle.
Involved
And why is
micros.
my son
I
looking
think
at me and laughing? I don't know.
Should we? If this is the post penis part, should we be smoking?
I already did. I never stopped.
And Ken just let out a puff of smoke.
Lots.
But yeah, for those watching, I'm just going to state it one more time, which is that after I'm done going through Spirit Science's freaking monstrosity history movie frickin' thing and tearing that apart, that will be the last Power of Woo until further fucking notice. Because I need to go back to doing other shit for a while, because damn. Too taxing. And I'm probably going to bring back First Draft Fridays, which will just be storytelling on Fridays after spending a week working on them. And I'm considering doing a series talking about cognitively what it's like from an experiential standpoint after having a stroke and suffering cognitive damage. So that's what's on the docket upcoming. And now that I've killed the mood, apparently.
No, sorry, I got distracted up front or something.
What was it by a blue thing?
No, it was actually by the rest of the internet.
So what
must have been porn.
color are females of your species?
So
Well,
in other
that's-
words, it was porn.
Well, that's the thing. There aren't technically. My species doesn't technically have sexes.
Oh, well, that sounds depressing.
Why would you bother?
So is actually supposed to be a division in the brain there, or are you starting to cell divide?
No. Because I'm a multicellular. It's still sexual reproduction. It's just that the two everybody can mate with everybody. There's no actual sexes or gametes look the same. All
okay.
gametes look the same.
So it's not
Yeah,
that you're
I
just completely non-sexual entities. It's just kind of a variation on like asexuality or something.
So your erotica is like a Mobius strip? Bad joke, okay.
And I think we're back to the weird mutant tribble on Trump's head again. I suddenly remembered the episode of Star Trek in which the tribbles were first introduced, in which instead of calling them asexual, they referred to them as being bisexual. Yeah, that was a thing.
Tribbles are trouble.
The trouble with tribbles,
Except
yeah.
with Klingons.
Especially when they're when they are mounted to the head, an alien mind controlling one of our presidential candidates. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
I think that thing on his head strives to be a tribble, but it's not quite there yet.
Yeah, it's
The
just
only way
hasn't
to
puffed up
prove
yet.
it. The only way to prove it is get a Klingon to walk up to Trump.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they don't like Klingons. I forgot about that.
Remember,
That
they were all beamed
sounds
to the
awfully
Klingons.
convenient.
Remember, they were all beamed to the Klingons' engine room where there'd be no trouble at all.
Hey.
Okay, so according to the Wikipedia page on tribbles, a family of proteins have been named. A family of proteins with a variety of role involved, including involvement in control of the cell cycles in fruit flies, have been named after these fictional animals.
Cool.
Wow. Okay. This is what makes them reproduce stupidly fast. I take it.
It's a
Knowing
family of kinase-like proteins with potent signal regulatory functions. So no.
the thing is, with the way that fruit fly reproductive cycles go, in terms of you don't all of a sudden you seem to have fruit flies out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
almost understand where the whole spontaneous generation crap came from back in the day.
I'm still convinced that if you get fruit flies, all you need to do is just close all the windows and leave them closed. At some point, they will have inbred and then die out on their own.
No, that doesn't work. Otherwise, we would not have Arkansas.
Oh, damn.
I think
He
that's
went
a,
there.
I
Or
think
West
that's a
Virginia,
question.
for that matter.
I think
Wait a
that's
minute.
question of generation
Wait.
time.
Hang on. Where was Hillary and Bill from?
Arkansas.
You're right.
Might explain a thing or two.
They were kicked out by the rest of them.
Oh, yeah, that's why Bill's got his library there. They were kicked out.
Wonder where
Yes.
where they'll put Hillary's library then.
Oh, someplace far from Bill's, probably. Oy vey.
Probably New York. I would guess New York.
Hillary Clinton with a library. Wow, there's something else of Hillary's nobody will ever answer.
Actually, I'm thinking what they'll probably do is put it in one of the big bank buildings and then not allow anyone access.
You'll be on an
in
old
the middle
email
of the
server.
Atlantic Ocean or something.
It'll be on her own private server. You got it.
She'll delete the name.
Yeah. Oy vey. When did American politics get so fucking weird? Oh my gosh.
You know what? I would rather have her have a
long time
library
ago.
than Trump have a fucking library, because that scares me.
Yeah.
Why, I would only have one book, his.
That's
Wait, did he get it right?
Okay, after his last little victory in the primaries, he'd been previously criticized by Romney because of all these failed businesses, Trump wine, Trump steak, Trump, etc. So he does his victory speech with a bunch of Trump wine on the table next to him, which apparently still exists somehow, and this mound of meat, which is even funnier considering that he recently was kind of criticized for overcompensating for something, we'll just say. And yeah, his actual speech of "Yay, I won these states" kind of ended up sounding like an infomercial. It was really fucking weird.
He is he's a walking, talking infomercial.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he is. He's a brand. That's all he does. Is keep the brand.
That's what the presidential campaign is. It's a several 100 days long infomercial.
Yeah, but Trump himself is just bravado. That's his skill. That's his resource. That's his job. Bravado.
The scary thing is the people that are following him. Oh my gosh.
That's a very loose use of the term skill.
Yeah, I know.
It's a scary use of the word.
I'm blanking on the name of the experiment, that one with obeying authority with shocking people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm blanking on the name of the guy, unfortunately. It's sad. I just watched a thing on Netflix the other day that was based on it. It was called The Experimenter or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
I can't think of it, but yeah, I mean, that kind of comes to mind with the whole Trump thing, because you get him out of here, and all of a sudden there's like this crowd frenzy to throw some geek.
Yes, Milgram. Milgram,
thank you.
Speaking of Netflix, has anyone seen the new House of Cards?
No, I've not gotten around to it.
Oh
I'm
my
still
fucking god! I won't give you any
Yeah.
spoilers, but oh my fucking god.
No, I'm not quite done catching up. I got into that one late in the game.
Yeah. I haven't seen an episode yet.
On
I
what,
binge
season 3?
watched the whole thing. It's season 4 now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I'm halfway through season 3 right now.
All right.
I'll
Then you're getting
download it and binge it.
yeah.
One thing somebody asked that I saw on my G Plus is just to verify: has any of the people thrown out or abused during a Trump rally been white? And the solid answer seems to be no.
Actually, the answer
I
is
think
yes.
I did see some white people.
Yes.
The
South.
answer
Okay.
is actually yes. Now, over the course of watching the different ones, what would have happened is you've had people going with like T-shirts or whatever that they've been singled out based on this and this kind of stuff. But there was this one instance in which there were these people sitting there, and one of them was this white woman, and in the frenzy of them randomly pointing out people that they're not one of us, somebody just pointed to her, and she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I came here to watch this." When they talked to her outside, she's like, "I'm a fucking Trump supporter. I don't know what the hell's going on here." Or at least I was a fucking Trump supporter.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
way to lose a vote.
But I mean, somebody randomly pointed her out and claimed she didn't belong, and that's all it took.
Yeah. Oh, of course. With a frothing frenzy like that.
Apparently, during his last rally, there were a whole bunch of people randomly pointed at and thrown out. I don't know what necessarily their ethnicities all were, but yeah, this girl was a white girl. She was a Southern girl too, little Southern white girl. She was thrown the fuck out because somebody pointed a finger at her, pretty much, pretty randomly.
Maybe she wasn't applauding excitingly enough, or whatever.
Fuck if I know.
You know.
She was the last to stop. She was the first one to stop applauding.
I don't know. It's just fucking weird, man.
I went to an event last week.
That was a Stalin reference, by the way.
Harvest America. I was actually at a religious freaking. Oh my God! It was. I went to see my cousin, so that's the only reason I was there. But oh my God!
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, Harvest America, AT&T Stadium.
Yeesh.
100 fucking thousand people. Literally.
Yeah. And then they talk about how fucking oppressed they are, right?
The fucking fire department had to make them shut the doors because the place was full, literally full. I've never seen that before, ever. And then they did the altar call at the end, and
Yeah, of course.
they let them all down on the field. I'm like, I can't believe this. I've never seen this before. This is. I'm glad I got to see it, even if I didn't care. I was just glad I got to see it because it was like, wow, people are all
Yeah, follow little sheep.
little sheeps, little sheeps. My cousin's daughter asked me, "You going down there?" I'm like, "Oh hell no, I'm not even going to touch that field."
So do they not know that you're not a Christian?
Oh no, I told them.
Oh, okay. And they still thought that you might. Okay, yeah.
No, I told my cousin, I said, "You know, I'm an atheist, and you're inviting an atheist into the lion's den." She's like, I got faith in you. I'm like, okay.
I have faith in you. You'll start believing stupid shit before we hit you in the head with a hammer.
Apparently, you don't know me very fucking well.
Well, of course, that's the thing that I wanted to start joking, and I ended up not doing it. But after having the stroke, I really wanted to start joking. I've had brain damage now, but I'm not enough to actually believe this stupid shit.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Trump, from now on, all instances for shitting shall be referred to as taking a Trump.
I like it.
Okay.
Trump.
Did I screw that up? It looks like I might be stuck on the top here.
Make Donald Trump again, just saying.
Hey.
Hashtag.
We're gonna make Trump great again.
What
Yeah,
do you
good
mean
luck with
again?
Oh, we got headless chicken. Let's get some chicken in here. There we go.
Oh,
No,
fuck. Who
okay.
let the sweater Mexican in?
We got 2 sweater Mexicans here. What the fuck are you talking about? And muted. Haha. Predictable.
Well, Prudent wasn't here.
Yeah, he has to mute somebody.
That sounds like a terrible handicap.
I'm actually surprised Pruden hasn't shown up with his the talk going to politics.
It was funny the other day when the moment that Jackie goes, "Is it okay if I bring up politics for a moment?" And bang, Pruden joins the room, and we're like, wow, timing.
Yeah, he's done that to a few shuffles too. It's like
It's fucking hilarious.
Let's see if we can keep.
Maybe if you say his name 3 times.
Bring up Canadian politics.
The 3-time thing is the old joke. Now it's just whenever we bring up politics.
Yeah.
Politics.
Ah!
No, we'll talk Canadian politics, and that will keep Pruden away.
Hey, a lot more Americans are talking Canadian politics ever since Trudeau was at the White House.
Well, I think that's just because a lot of Americans are planning on escaping if certain candidates get elected.
Yeah. No, they think he's a hottie.
What?
The Daily Show did a whole thing on it last night. He threw his panties and bra at the audience. Oh, everything.
Okay.
Wait, Trudeau threw his panties and bra.
I think something got lost in translation.
No, Trevor Noah, the host, pulled out his bra and panties and threw them at the audience while talking.
Why was he wearing?
That's kinky.
Yes, it is.
It was part of the bit.
Yeah.
You go for whatever bit you can get when you're doing humor?
He pulled the best bits.
Okay, if you say so.
I'm fairly certain the best bits are the ones covered up by those things rather than the actual things themselves.
I'm sure he just had some by the desk or something. There we go.
No, he pulled them out of his pants.
Why did he have a bra in his pants?
For the best bits.
Part of the gag.
Show business, man.
Comedic timing, my friend.
Micro, if we need to explain it, if we got to explain it, Micro, then you're missing the joke.
No, I'm not. I understand the joke perfectly. I just
actually,
like
if you're making a joke, then Headless has to ruin it because that's his job.
Yeah, and Headless can't hear me because he's got me muted. Chicken shit.
No, he just muted you temporarily.
No, I can hear you.
I don't think Headless chickens really shit that much. I mean, they don't eat anything.
Oh, there you are, Headless. Hey, what's up, dude?
Ping. Oh, okay. That was random.
Don't get me wet or feed me after midnight.
Gremlin.
Yeah, I do, I guess. Some other hangout I keep getting invited to. I'm kind of running my own here, guy.
A mother hangout?
I don't have a link, but what's this? James Dondo.
Oh, I tagged you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Read the question of Trump rally.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, we covered that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my eyes aren't focusing worth shit today, so reading is not really much of an option.
That was the thread that I mentioned at the beginning.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Should have invited the unspeakable, apparently. Don't know if they're around or not. Well, let's do that.
Dat. Knowledge.
Yes, dat, indeed.
Yes. Lobster. Just hang on.
Here's
Lobster.
unspeakable. Give me a second here. Well, some of you guys have mods.
I know, I can't. There's no clickable thing for me. Oh, right. I've got the hotkey thing still on. There we go.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. All better. Hey, Lobster.
Hello.
Are you rocking today?
I'm looking to be entertained. I heard you guys talking about some pretty exciting stuff like Hillary Clinton and
there is nothing exciting about Hillary Clinton.
And Donald Trump. You know, I mean, what happens if those two ever had a baby?
I'm fairly certain that the universe wouldn't allow that.
Mutant demon from hell.
If the two of them had a baby, I think it would look like Wall Street.
I would feel kind of sorry for Trump having to give birth to it.
Oh, yeah, because he'd be taking it from Hillary. You got that right.
and it would spring forth from his head.
Yeah, maybe we finally get
Fully
something.
robed in a business suit.
Oh, that's a visual.
With a full-grown dribble on its head.
Maybe the parasites on his head, the weird dribble-like thing, only reproduces when its host has sex. So
Well,
maybe Hillary would end up with one too.
I think in this scenario, though, and yes, we're losing viewers over this discussion, but fuck it. I think in this particular scenario, though, the question would be how tall would the white hood be on said child?
Maybe it's like Antlers that it sheds it every year and then grows a bigger one the year after.
Now, I actually should say, though, that isn't really fair of me because, Hillary does care a lot about the black community as long as they're the ones that are voting for her that week.
Well, it kind of pretty much goes for every candidate out there.
Yeah, pretty fucking much. It's kind of sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
I have to say, except for Bernie, he's actually worked towards.
I mean, come on, Bernie's from Lily White, fucking Vermont.
Yeah, but he actually references that a lot, even when that's not the voting bloc that he's worried about. Which,
well, of course,
but he's actually
already got that locked up.
Yeah, but he's actually been arrested during a civil rights protest. I mean, he was actually doing something.
Well, okay. Here's the thing: is during Bernie Sanders was being arrested during a civil rights protest. Hillary was actually sitting there and going around helping doing campaign work for somebody that was a white separatist. So, yeah.
Who was the white separatist?
I don't remember which candidate it was, but it was a presidential candidate.
Wasn't it Rockefeller?
No, I don't. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember.
George Wallace, he kind of was.
Maybe.
But I don't think
No, George Wallace wasn't a separatist. He was a fucking flat-out racist.
Yeah.
But regardless, it was a racist that opposed desegregation, if I remember correctly, that she was campaigning for at the time. But, she eventually comes around to the right side of history. It just takes her years and years. Bernie's just kind of been on that side the entire time.
Well, if you think about it, look how many people, when people say that, Bernie Sanders voted against Vietnam, but Bernie Sanders and this candidate was for Vietnam or this candidate wasn't for desegregation. The thing about it was back then it was a different time. It wasn't popular necessarily to be. There's a lot of people that are in politics now that weren't for segregation in 1965 or 50. There's a lot of people in politics that were against Vietnam. Not just Ted Nugent. Although he is a scumbag.
The point is,
don't even mention his fucking name.
Yeah. The point is, there are those that try to follow their moral compass and those that follow the votes.
Yeah, but I find it kind of hypocritical sometimes, or not hypocritical. I'm trying to think. Back then, it wasn't. If you were for Vietnam, I mean, there were a lot of people that thought we should be in Vietnam. A lot of those people now are coming out and saying that they weren't for Vietnam, right?
Yeah, I know.
You can flip-flop. And so what if you weren't for this in 1965? Nobody was, right? Or, when people start using those analogies, it just, they're grasping at shit.
It washes weak with me. I'm sorry, it does.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Bernie Sanders marched at Selma or wherever the fuck and got arrested once, so did millions of people, Well,
hang on, Lobster. Hang on a second. I mean, that's not really what the contention is. The contention is that you have somebody that's sitting there painting themselves that they've always been there for the black community and they've always been so helpful and this is why they should vote for him. And then you have the other person that actually was.
Well, her husband did put his office in Harlem after he left office. So there was a little, tip for the black community. I'm sure he gave a few jobs out there,
I mean, yeah, fair enough if they're for it now and doing things for it now. and that's we should acknowledge that if that's the case. For some,
Right.
I'm just speaking about a
But it's a matter of whether establishing the person simply pandering or whether it's legitimate.
It's fucking politics. They're all fucking pandering.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I agree.
I mean,
I got a question for Lobster.
Yes.
Of all the politicians that were for Vietnam before the war, like right when it started, how many of them were no longer for the war when they started seeing a lot of body bags roll home?
Most of them, I think, were still
basically
for the
realized
war.
they made a mistake.
Oh yeah, it was something they couldn't get out of. You know.
Yeah. So just because you're for it in the beginning, it doesn't mean you're for it near the middle and the end.
God damn it! Stop making sense to me. Every time you talk to me, you try to make sense. Talk.
Well, you know what? When the Iraq War, I'll be honest. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Right before the Iraq War started, I was all for it. I was like, "Let's go get them motherfuckers. Fuck that goddamn Saddam Hussein."
Well,
then I got educated, and I realized what a fucking scam that shit was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was trying to win his daddy's war.
Right.
Thank you.
He bold-faced fucking lied about it, and sorry.
I got family members. I wish they'd stop blaming everything on George Bush.
Now the thing I kind of
I wish he would stop doing shit. Well, he's not doing shit anymore, but
the one thing I kind of wondered though, with the way that the attack went down and this whole kind of shit, is would that have happened if somebody else was in office? I mean, because I kind of wondered, because it was Bush Sr. that kind of fucked them over to a degree. So was this in some ways kind of retaliating at Bush Sr. through the son? I kind of wondered about that.
Oh, you mean the attack on 9/11?
Yeah.
I think an attack was going to happen anyway.
I don't know that attack had anything to do with what happened in Iraq. I think that attack was about our bases being based in Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia, etc.
Well, and you know, there is that as a
heavily
factor.
religiously motivated, as well as they had it planned long before Bush won the election, so there's no real way.
I just wonder if Bush getting in there sweetened the pot for them, and that might have had an effect on the timing. That's all I've wondered.
It could be. It very well could be.
It's an unanswerable question, though.
I can't really go with that either. Because
I wonder if
one of the leading roles there was very good friends with the Bush family at the time.
Not Bin Laden himself. The Bin Laden family, not Osama, though. There's a difference there.
I remember
they had a relationship with a family, but it was a different branch of the family.
Yeah.
Speaking of something that was motivated by something over in that area years earlier, was the Iranians basically admitted, it came out that they waited to release the hostages until Jimmy Carter was no longer in office.
Iran-Contra affair.
The Iranian hostages.
That would be the...
No, Iran-Contra was with Reagan.
Oh, wait, what am I thinking of?
I'm thinking, remember the yellow ribbons every fucking where?
It was when Reagan went in. Jimmy Carter had made some arrangements with Iran that he was going to be trading them like tires and stuff like this for their planes, but said he wouldn't give them any weapon systems. The Republicans went and talked to them and said, if you wait for our guy to get in office, we will give you weapon systems.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering if you didn't win the election.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of knew Reagan was going to win, because by that time Jimmy Carter, I mean, I don't think anybody liked him at that time.
Well, the thing is, actually, the whole thing during that time period was that the main thing of their platform was that Carter hadn't been unsuccessful at trying to get the hostages freed.
Right.
So the Republicans wanted to make damn sure they weren't freed, so they could keep hitting him with that. I mean, that's some.
It sounds like an episode of House of Cards. It sounds like an episode of House of Cards. It really does.
Yeah, it's some fucked up shit, man.
Yeah, because was it as Reagan was getting sworn in, they came over the news system.
Yeah.
The news broadcast that the Iranian, that as we speak, they're being released.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, when you want to talk about how the Bushes and 9/11 and the Iraqi war, I mean, like I said, just look at what happened in with the hostage situation.
Well, the
how that
kicker
was
is you go through all the various scandals during the Reagan campaign, and you go and try and talk to people about them, and they claim that this is just some bullshit propaganda stuff, and it's like, no, dude, I was alive then. It happened. What the fuck?
Jeez. If you could have been in my family, I'm serious. Right now, Nancy Reagan, the flag is at half staff, and everybody in my family, they still think Ronald Reagan was the greatest thing, and God bless America. And
right now, Reagan couldn't get elected in a Republican primary to fucking save his life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But at the same point, they've painted him as this weird, like, Messiah-like kind of.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit.
Oh yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah,
I've told this story. I've told this story before, and I'm going to tell it again. There was an occasion that I was sitting down at a Waffle House, and there was this elderly couple behind me, and apparently they were regulars there. And one of the cooks there, which was a black gentleman, they called him over and said, and wanted to talk to him because he's one of them that are liberals kind of thing. And they were giving him a little bit of a hard time, and I turned around and I said, "Oh, for crying out loud! It doesn't matter who's in office. All the politicians are corrupt." And the elderly woman turns to me and says, "Well, not that Ronald Reagan. He was an honest." And I looked at her and I just kind of tilted my head to the side and I said, "Iran-Contra affair?" And she stops and she goes, "How did I forget about that?" Because the media doesn't talk about it. These things are forgotten.
Iran-Contra? Yeah, okay, yeah, they were all heroes. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, bullshit. But, I mean, this is the thing is we forget things because the media dialogue, the cultural dialogue just keeps promoting things and whitewashing the fuck out of history.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, people don't remember. He was a shit. He fucked our country.
Well, even worse, the younger ones have a very skewed version of history. I mean,
they didn't live through it.
Well, exactly, and
all they have is the political.
Some people, and some people we know have a very skewed, politicized version, which is so far away from, not so far, but I mean, the context is spun.
It's too far.
Yeah. Some details are there, but not the actuals.
I had a Canadian girl go fucking batshit crazy on me last night because, oh my God, Trudeau was in fucking Washington visiting Obama. I'm like, you just hate him because he's a liberal. Shut up. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I mean,
his father.
Were they planning the invasion of Mexico or something?
I don't know. I mean, I think they want. I think they want Trudeau to build a wall and make us pay for it.
Well, we want to if Trump gets in. And also, you have to remember, Trudeau's father, Pierre Elliott, is seen as both a devil and a hero here.
I'm a little surprised by the wall thing. Honestly, I would have expected Trump to be wanting to buy Mexico.
Yeah, something else lucrative.
No, you'd have to go in and...
But if he buys it, he has to pay for the wall.
Oh!
But if he buys it, it's a much shorter wall you need to build because it's then below Mexico.
I forgot, when you guys were talking earlier about when Trump was talking about his businesses and he brought out the Trump steaks and the Trump
wasn't that
water.
fucking weird, man?
Do you know what happened? They actually did some fact-checking. First of all, Trump Magazine went out of existence in like 2002. The magazine he was holding up was some kind of publication that's only available in a Trump hotel.
Yes.
The Trump water is actually bottled from another place, like places that do private labeling. Yeah, okay. The Trump wine and vodka, it doesn't work. It doesn't exist anymore, right? Yeah. They went out of business. The Trump steaks, basically the only place you could actually buy Trump steaks, except for probably on the Sky Mall magazine on an airplane, was Sharper Image, or what's that one?
Sharper Image. Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, or one of those really hoity-toity magazines and shit, and they were fucking ridiculously priced.
Oh, here's the thing:
they never sold one.
The meat that he had on that table, they actually put a. No, it wasn't. They actually had a microscope, or whatever they call it. They panned down and showed it was from another company. They hadn't even taken the labels off.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, they didn't sell one steak.
Well, they were trying to sell steak at Sharper fucking Image. I think he thought it was a cutlery store.
Yeah, yeah.
And who would buy steak through a magazine?
Yeah.
Oh, Sky Mall, come on.
Trump, as much as people try to say, well, has all this money, so he's smart. This is rhetoric from Fox. We know better. Being wealthy does not mean you're fucking smart.
The thing is,
look at everything he's done in the last 35 years. He's had Trump Plaza, which doesn't exist, I don't think, anymore. Trump casinos. Look what he did to Atlantic City, right?
Yeah.
They still haven't gotten over that. And I know none of you guys, I don't know, are sports fans, but he was the one that was the death of the USFL football league. Okay, when he bought the New Jersey Generals, because he started trying to pay Herschel Walker and a bunch of people unheard of fucking money that nobody could compete with, right? And nobody came to see. Anyway, that was a debacle. Everything Trump Airlines was a little shuttle thing. It didn't fucking work, right?
How many marriages?
Yeah.
Those are business deals. Come on.
I mean, I get that he's a businessman, and some of his real estate businesses, for the most part, have been pretty successful, I guess.
Well,
some have failed, some have done well. But
the thing is, someone actually did a calculation.
Touches is bad. Every other thing is bad.
The thing is, someone actually did a calculations that he would have, if he simply left the money he got from his father in an account with a certain, I can't remember the interest rate, he would have more money now. He would have just left it there. He would have ended up with more money today than he actually has.
Well, and that's actually one of the big things. Is there's been a lot of discussion over how much he actually has, because he claims to be worth $10 billion. However, as near as we know from his more recent filings, he doesn't have anywhere near that.
Yeah,
but he won't release his actual tax information now, so we can't verify.
But he wanted Obama to release his birth certificate. But
well, to be fair, I have seen sources that say he is being audited or something like that right now, and I guess he can't really. It would be not good to release them right now.
That's what
just to be
saying.
And that's legally he can release them. He just won't, and that's his excuse.
But regardless of all that, the thing is with, he's being audited, blah, blah, blah. One of the big things in his platform is wanting to get rid of the IRS. Gee, I wonder why he's running.
Wait, getting rid of the IRS?
Yes.
Then what is supposed to get... What? You need that for taxes.
Okay, all right, heathens.
Yeah, I know.
What would happen if you got rid of the IRS?
Well, there'd be nobody who could collect the taxes.
I wouldn't have gotten my nice tax return.
Somalia. But you wouldn't have had to pay taxes in the first place, because there would be no one to actually...
Oh, so you're going to pay taxes on the honor system, are you?
Yeah, apparently.
Well, where every year everyone will sit down and figure out what they owe, write a check, and put it in the mail.
Yeah,
you would have Somalia.
I made $10 million last year. I think I owe about $20 in taxes. Here, let me write a check. Because that's basically what it would be.
Talk about saying dumb things that get votes.
I mean, if he actually got elected, do you think he would actually be able to abolish the IRS? How feasible would that be?
No,
it'd be literally impossible. But there is a lot of work that needs to be done with the IRS. That's
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. But that's the thing. When they talk about, tax reform, but when they go, oh, I'm just going to abolish it, and we're going to have a new whatever, that's, they got nothing, that's just, they
don't have any
they're going to abolish,
they don't have a replacement for it.
We're going to build a wall and take away the IRS. Yay!
It's going to be great, fabulous, because I'm Donald Trump. Fuck you.
He's basically wanting to play RoboCop with the US, but doesn't have the technology to rebuild it.
Make it in his own image.
I fear for this country if that man even gets close to the White House. I really do.
How do you think the rest of the world feels?
White House.
Yeah, I know.
We're scared fucking shitless.
I don't blame you.
He's got the huge majority, last I checked, of...
Well, he's got a huge majority of the Republican voters.
No, like, he's only got 45% of the Republican voters, but I think he's got something like 70% of everything.
He's got the racist vote.
That's for damn sure.
Well, yeah. He's absolutely fucking full of hate, but he comes
think-
off as pretty honest, so...
I think a lot of Democrats are
people
going over to vote for him just so they can fucking have him as the nominee. And then go back and stomp the shit out of him with fucking Hillary or Bernie or whoever it
I
happens
don't know.
to be.
Man.
That
I do know
sounds
that
like you're playing it risky.
I have
Yeah.
3 problems with Obama. 3 major problems, and one of them is his fucking lack of a backbone. And from what I can tell, Bernie Sanders is going to be along the same lines. So...
I don't agree with that.
No?
No, I actually don't. And part of it... Now...
I will preface this real quick with I know very little about Bernie Sanders, but I saw what happened when he gave up his podium to some college students suffering from first-year syndrome.
Actually,
Oh, God, I hate those Black Lives Matter people.
Okay, hang on.
That was actually a smart move.
That was a good move on his part, to be honest.
Yep.
That was actually, tactically, that was actually a good move because they came up there, and he took a couple steps back, and he said, let them have the mic. Let them speak. And
Where Trump would have fucking called in the cops and had them beat in the heads with Billy.
most of the other candidates would have made a big deal, but he decided to let them speak. This was like, okay, he could have stayed up there. He could have had them escorted out, but instead he elected to let them speak, let them have their voices heard. I kind of respect that.
I respect
But
that.
everyone else was like,
I
"This
don't-
is weakness."
I don't,
I'm like,
I
no.
don't necessarily agree with Bernie for president, and I'm not going to bash anybody for thinking that that's okay because
I would have been okay if he had said, "Look, pick a spokesperson. I'll let them speak for a while." But the fact that he just let some random ass college students with, again, serious.
Well, come on, they were.
Completely over.
They may have declared they were Black Lives Matters, but they were more SJW than anything else. I mean, they
Another thing to keep
demanded
in mind, though, is that wasn't actually a formal speech he was given. That was an impromptu thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that story too much, so.
But yeah, there hasn't been another instance. Second, he certainly hasn't been backing down in the debates. But at the same point, he let people have their voices heard. If he hadn't, it would have been a huge fucking to-do in the media.
Yeah.
No, because they would.
them down.
They wouldn't have covered it at all because they would have been on the phone with Donald Trump, like they always are.
I don't know. But
Every
regardless,
time I
it
turn
actually
on-
got him a good amount of press coverage as well. So
Yeah. Well, every time I turn on a fucking news channel, I see fucking someone letting Donald Trump call in on the phone. I'm like, really?
yeah, they've been trying to squeeze Bernie out in terms of the media lately, and it's kind of irritating.
Yeah, and he was like in the recent. I think saw someone did analysis of the debates, and he's the one who gets interrupted the most.
Well, actually, what's kind of funny though is in the last debate, he really did kick the crap out of Hillary, quite frankly. And he got a fucking standing ovation at the end. But the majority of the media sources did not reinforce a standing ovation and actually gave her the best line in it, and it was one of her digs on him. And it's like, wait, what, are you covering the fucking debate I just watched? What the fuck?
Right. Then again, all the people that were backing Hillary that also backed the media outlets, and you know which one? They fucking remove polls and shit when there's
Yeah.
Well, the scary thing is it's not just the media, it's like the entire DNC.
DNC and the media, yeah. And I mean, if that doesn't show how fucking broken shit is.
I mean, we need to eliminate the superdelegates. That's just bullshit. Because they're using the superdelegates to kind of intimidate Bernie fans into thinking oh, Bernie is so far behind, it's pointless now. And I've seen news outlets cover how many delegates each of the candidates have, and they don't mention that Hillary had 1,000-something delegates because of superdelegates.
Well,
they don't even mention
that's
it.
part of the system. I mean, both parties have them. That's just the way it is.
It's all corrupt.
And it's all corrupt. It's politics.
Well, the one
It's
thing
not
that,
politics,
the
it's
one,
American politics.
the one
Would be
thing I
nice.
don't like about the Republican primary is that there are a lot of the larger states are winner take all. So it's the smaller states don't even matter in the
Trump
Republican.
blocking.
What?
The smaller things don't even matter in the Republican primary.
There's actually
You know
a petition going around for people that are basically pledging to, or letting the DNC know that they're not going to fucking vote for Hillary. I signed it. I won't vote for the bitch.
You know the account guardian type stuff that video games have these days, where it gives you a random number every 15 seconds and use that to sign in. We should get something with a social security number along with a random number every 15 seconds or whatever, so people can actually vote for the primaries and people can actually vote for the president, and that's what matters, as opposed to this electoral college and delegate bullshit.
Yeah, I would tend to
We
agree.
have the technology to do this now. I don't know why we don't.
It's because our nation's gone fucking mad.
Because our system is antiquated. That's what it is. And
But the thing is,
It used to be
and
that
the people that
delegate
run it, and the
do it.
people that run it are making a lot of money off of it. That's the problem.
the one thing that I know I'm going to get a lot of criticism from is that I absolutely refuse to vote for Hillary. Absolutely.
That's fine.
And
I ain't mad
there
at
are
you.
a lot of people that are like, well, but if you don't vote for her, that's a vote for, who the fuck's on the Republican side. Yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit. Now, the thing is,
That's your
honestly,
reason
part of
and
it
your
is, honestly, part of it is how fucking broken the system is. That you have the DNC sitting there saying, this is our candidate, it's Hillary, we don't give a fuck who else is running, we're going to basically try to block them out of it. No, fuck them. No.
I'll put it this way: there is a reason that Mickey Mouse still gets a certain percent of the vote every election.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
I mean, frankly, at this point, I'd almost rather vote for Cthulhu for president.
Well, wait till you watch House of Cards season 4, and it will show you, and it's basically lays out how fucked up the system is. Because there's an election.
Yeah, but I think a lot of, I don't know, there were some parts of season 4 that just felt kind of unrealistic.
Not everybody's seen it, just remember.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm not going into
why,
details.
That's
Not
why
going
I'm
into
being
details.
very general. I'm just saying
Yeah,
there are
not
some
gonna
of the political aspects of season 4 that do not feel realistic, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I agree. It might not be realistic, but I bet you it's more
The
realistic.
Clintons are so fucking corrupt.
I
They
bet you
really
it's
are.
more realistic than we imagine, because I'm not on the inside. I don't know.
I mean, I was actually saying to, and this is funny because this is pertaining to, those infamous speeches that she refuses to release. I was actually questioning whether the speeches really happened or not yesterday. And my wife was giving me some flack for conspiratorial ideation in terms of that. But here's the thing is, what was happening, what seemed to be going on, what seems to be the pattern is that when one of them's lobbying for something, the other one is invited to give a speech. So Clinton's trying to lobby for something, and the banks are trying to get him to vote their way, and all of a sudden Hillary has to give a speech, and vice versa? What's going on here? This is fishy.
Another thing that I found fishy was actually the top guy who was in consideration for filling the Supreme Court spot had dropped out, like, really suddenly. Like, he's just like, oh, I'm not going to do this. And I wonder if there was some sort of, like, political...
Of course, it's all
He
political.
might have had a couple of hookers in his past that he didn't want to, because they're gonna, whoever the nominee is gonna be, is gonna get the shits. I mean,
They're
they're gonna find about what he did when he was 30 years old.
Just admit to it, you'll be fine.
They're going to go back to when he was 15 years old. What are you talking about?
That's fine. No matter what happened in your past, if you own it and admit to it, people are still going to respect you for it.
I
And
get
Supreme
it.
Court is not
I
a
get it.
position you turn down lightly. It's a freaking for life, great, fucking excellent paid position that you don't got to pretty much do squat.
But you know what? Maybe some people don't want to go through that process, and they just say, you know what, I'm done. I'm out.
Well, his excuse was something happening in his personal life, which might as well could have been,
But you know what? If I was in that position, there's things in my past I wouldn't want talked about on network TV and social media 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can guarantee you that.
I just found it curious.
A little weird and pipe dreamy or not, but I don't know. I keep thinking that it'd be great if he picked Elizabeth Warren as his VP and John McCain as his defense secretary.
You mean Sanders?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, if
I
you
think that'd
pick
be a great fucking
Elizabeth
combo.
Warren, if
I'd
you
rather
pick
have Warren.
Elizabeth Warren as VP, he's got the vote.
I'd rather have Warren in the Senate, to be honest with you. Period.
Yeah.
Agreed. And that's where she'd rather be too, because she knows she can work.
She can do good work there. As VP, she's going to be a figurehead.
VP is also in charge of opening, closing Senate, and also does have some power in there, though. Don't they?
No,
She wouldn't be as effective.
The VP has the in case of a tie, the deciding vote in the Senate. That's it, basically, and is the head of NASA.
That's a weird
Basically,
power.
her only job.
And historically, the office of the VP was used to shut up and quiet some political opponents as long as they
also,
became
it'd be the
VP.
first female vice president. And on top of that, though, in terms of going in there and trying to sit there and get the votes going and this kind of stuff, I mean, and organizing grassroots movements and this and that. I mean, there'd be a lot of authority and power that would go to that position, I'd think.
But you also have to keep in mind that Bernie Sanders is old as fuck,
And if something happened to her, I think she could pick up the torch and keep running with it.
well, something happened to him. Yeah. Elizabeth Warren.
Whereas if he's old as
I mean, yeah, I agree that she would be good at the job, but I want her in the Senate because she can do more good right there, right now.
Well, what I meant by old as fuck is like he's the oldest. He would be the oldest president.
Right.
Yeah, relative to other presidents that we've had, not relative to age in general.
Now, I do have to actually agree with the spirit of what Fizz is saying, but my concern is, in part because of his age and this and that, what would happen if something happened to Sanders?
Depending on who's running, mate, is. I mean,
yeah, and that's when it goes to the VP, and that's why I'm thinking Warren, because that's somebody that is so ideologically aligned with him that I think that she'd be a good choice and would definitely maintain. Because I mean, this is kind of the thing. Is back in the day of LBJ, after Kennedy was killed, he tried to keep up with Kennedy's policies as much as he could. At least that's what he claimed.
Well,
LBJ was just
policies instead of taking an immediate right turn. Oh, I agree. He was a scumbag, but that's beside the point.
I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that they would vote for Elizabeth Warren if she was running for president.
I'm one of them. She'd be my first choice.
Yeah.
But wait, can you vote for her anyway? Does she have to run for you to vote?
Only you can write her in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Obviously, it's not going to matter. She's not going to get in if she's not running. I'm just curious because I don't know that much about the American system.
Unless there's an open convention where someone
you actually do a write-in, by the way.
Nominates her, and that gains traction. It would be a wasted vote.
Yeah. But it's more of a principle. I'm just asking if you actually could write her in, like.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can write.
I don't even know how we can actually do a write-in with these fucking machines we use.
With our machines we have, they have a place for write-in, and they supply you with one of those little Yahtzee or miniature golf style pencils, like right at the bottom of the little thing, in case you want to write something in. But I also live in a small state in the union, so
I'm not allowed to vote, so I haven't been to a voting place in a long time. So that's what happens when you get a convicted felon. When you have a felony on your head, you don't get to vote anymore, especially in Texas.
Wait, what? That sounds
bad, man.
That was bad. Yeah, I didn't pay child
support.
support.
That shouldn't take away your right to vote.
They do.
In the U.S.
Dude, in the U.S. it does.
A lot of your rights go away, including your right to bear arms, which is kind of funny because there was a mayor in, I think it was Kansas, that had a felony and couldn't get a gun anymore and tried to get the law changed.
Yep, I remember that.
Well, that law at least makes a little sense in some regards.
Come on.
Again.
I
But
mean,
they're not
I
vote-
think anyone convicted of any violent crime, a felony, should not be owning a gun.
Oh, I
But
would
my
tend to
crime
agree.
was a non-violent
I'll put it this
finan-
way. Look, you've agreed to live in a society under society's rules, and in exchange for living in and following these rules, you have these rights that are privileged to you. Should you not follow those rules, why should we allow you those rights?
Right. That's the whole
Makes
thing behind it.
sense?
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
and in
But
some states in America, you can vote if you're a convicted felon.
Mhm.
If I move back to Ohio, I could vote again.
You can vote for the state elections, but I still don't think you can vote for the federal.
Maybe not. I don't know about that, but I could at least vote in the. But in Texas, man, fuck it. You don't get to vote at all, dude. Locally or otherwise.
Like
And I don't
forever,
I don't want-
or
No,
for a
forever,
certain period
unless
of time.
unless a judge reinstates your civil rights, and you have to petition for that.
Ah, there we go. Sorry about that. I had to take out the Trump. I mean, trash.
Land of the free, remember?
But I don't want to own a gun anyway, so it wouldn't matter about that. I don't give a fuck. I don't like guns. I don't disagree with people owning guns. I just personally don't want one. Because I'd shoot a motherfucker because they piss me off.
Yeah, Trump gets into office, I might consider getting one.
Yeah, exactly. Careful. This is live.
Yeah.
No, no. I don't mean it in that sense. I mean more along the lines of I could actually see him trying to institute something like that stupid fucking movie with people murdering each other once a year.
Oh, The Purge?
Yeah.
Purge, that shit, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would be really hard to get past, even with Trump in office.
Well, he would just have to put in the stipulation that you're not allowed to kill the Christians? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Hey, then we get to abuse the no true Scotsman fallacy.
Yeah.
okay, I decided to look up the voter turnout at U.S. presidential elections. I'm really sad. That's extremely low.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This is
Wow.
why I got blasted one time for saying that it's the citizenry who's responsible for the way things are in the United States right now because they don't get out and vote. They don't go out and be
It's
activists.
It's apathetic.
apathy.
Hey,
Yeah,
my solution to the
I'm-
voting system.
Hang on, though. I'm going to disagree with that, though, because I got to jump in here and disagree because, as they said on South Park, your choice is always between a giant douche and a turd sandwich. I mean, we haven't been offered decent candidates in general for a long fucking time.
Again,
Yeah,
your
but
vote
if you
only
are
goes to
apathetic,
sway.
if you get yourself more, out of that apathy, then you'll be more politically engaged, which means you will demand better out of your politicians.
Just remember, you're the president-elect and the president of the United States are often two different people at the end of election. Your vote just goes to sway the people that vote, whose votes matter.
And that's the problem.
But I mean, you can. I mean, even if you don't like any of the candidates, you can still spoil the ballot. You can still cast a blank vote.
We don't really much have that option here. It doesn't. They're not counted.
That's
I
weird.
mean, that's the thing is we don't have the option to essentially vote none of the above. You just don't vote.
Actually, I had a plan for that in high school. I would change my name to above.
You're muted.
Google.
Yeah.
Above, comma, to above none of these, so my name would appear as none of the, comma, above.
In some places, if the ballot isn't complete, they won't count it because it won't go through the machines.
So if you don't vote for every office on the ballot, it's just moot.
Yeah, we use
yeah.
actually we use debold machines here that they're completely automated. So all it takes is somebody writing the right code, and that you vote for whoever they make you vote for. There was a big gag on The Onion about this that I thought was fucking hilarious, which was, and the president is the Diebold 9000.
My solution to the voting problem would solve that problem as well as the voter turnout problem, because if you have a social security number, you can vote, and you can do it from your computer because you have the code.
Yeah, but then someone just needs to hack that website and run the code there.
Well, that's the thing though with the account guardian thing, the 15-second refresher, it'd be pretty difficult to break that. That's why a lot of systems are using it now. Everything from games to banks.
Hmm.
Still, with the stakes that would be in like in an election, someone would probably put in the money and effort.
Now, if you manage to steal, say, 300,000 cell phones the night before and they're not canceled by the time the day comes, then you could pretty well abuse the system, but...
Well, all they'd have to do is put a little box there, and underneath the box it says, "I verify that I am who I say I am."
Oh, no.
And then
The
you
Anons
click
would
the
hack
box.
and these nuts would win the election before they actually even thought of putting forward a candidate.
I'm being.
He's being very facetious.
Plus, not everybody
So am
has
I.
access to the internet.
Oh my.
Some people might not have a computer, so that seems unfair.
I mean, we would still have, like, voter booths and shit set up like that.
Okay.
But that would mean that you... I don't know, a lot of turnout from my generation, from the people that are in college right now or just graduating and getting their degrees out of college right now, the 25 to 30 or whatever, a lot of us don't show up to vote because we don't want to stand in line for 6 hours.
And actually, that's
6
the whole
hours.
reason why
Holy
I'm
shit.
supporting a petition to try to get Bill Clinton arrested, because he interfered with the vote in Massachusetts in a couple different voting locations, including with his motorcade blocking off people from being able to get into the fucking voting area for hours.
He was just checking out the trim, man.
Yeah, he violated Massachusetts law, and he's
Oh,
not
I
being
know.
held accountable because the people in charge of the government up in that area happen to be Democrats as well. So,
Well, you also have to understand that this is New England, and they do politics a little bit different up here. They rub the side of their nose and they go, "You know what I'm saying, Joey?" And things happen.
I'm from Massachusetts, actually. We're the state that actually every year on St. Patrick's Day, we'd have a whole bunch of police cars going around to try and catch Bill Kennedy while he was driving drunk so they could escort him home, not arrest him.
That's something that that's one thing in Boston that a lot of things I want to go see up in Boston, but I don't think I'd ever even attempt to go up to the St. Patty's Day parade.
I grew up. I was born and raised up there.
That'd be worse than going down to New York during the Puerto Rican Day parade.
Or worse than going to Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
No, it's not actually that bad. All you have to do is worry about all the guys with the skirts.
Lola.
It was the New York St. Patrick's Day parade. They've now agreed to let the gay pride people join finally.
Why not have skirts?
I guess.
Bad joke. Had to make it.
Bad joke. But it was needed.
So I wonder what the gay Irish drinking float will look like.
Rainbow of colors.
I don't know, but
Exactly the lucky turns.
Oh, Jinx! Owe me a beer. Ugh.
Yeah, if there were a gay Irish drinking float, it would be called the Hairy Navel.
That's just gross, man. But I get it.
I hated St. Patrick's Day growing up because having the first name of Patrick, and there used to be a thing about the wearing the green. If you're not wearing green, you had to get pinched or some shit.
Yep.
And I could wear green everything, and I got pinched. I mean, I got battered every fucking year for St. Patrick's Day.
Why?
I hated
you were
it.
wearing green.
Well, my name's Patrick, and it was a different time. Well, yeah,
We did the
St.
pinching
Patrick's
thing
Day
when you wore
green.
green. If you didn't wear green, you got pinched too, but we never
Yeah,
pinched
but-
someone because their name was Patrick.
Well, yeah, we didn't run into the same crowd.
We
You
just-
weren't even.
We just wanted to pinch everyone. Fuck you. Didn't matter if you were wearing green.
Well, at least they didn't go with the nut punch tradition.
No shit.
Should probably consider calling this at some point, shouldn't I? Where'd
How
Sam
long
go?
have
He
you
didn't
been
show
running?
up. What?
Obviously,
I'll call it an artichoke because I don't know. Because art of choke, I don't know.
How long
That
have you been
might
on
be a
the
Lenny
air?
reference. I think 3-4 hours now. I don't know. A while. I
Let's
don't remember.
see.
Well, it took me a while to actually technically go on air, but I know we're over 2 hours now.
Well, when I first came in here earlier, you and Pillbox, whatever it is now, Micro. That dude.
Micro.
Y'all were talking about some shit I just was way over my head. I'm like, I'll be back later.
Oh yeah. Well, I had some
Giving me a
biology-related
headache.
questions because
Yeah.
the next part of the spirit science thing is his stupid shit claiming that the number of chromosomes you have has something to do with how tall you are.
Yeah, both.
What?
Yeah,
Then everybody would be exactly the same height.
Chromosomes has something to do with how high you are, and apparently we have extra code. People are getting extra codons, and then you choose 2 of them, and depending on which 2 you choose, you get special powers, like it's some kind of RPG with a skill tree.
Yeah.
Dude, you're talking about spirit science. Every fucking thing comes out of his mouth is fucking stupid. So.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
but
this
this
is
is
a special kind of fucking stupid
Yeah.
because according to this, an amoeba should be the size of the fucking cosmos.
Because it has like 500 chromosomes.
What if it is, man?
What if we are
I
just
need-
living
I need
inside
some
a giant
really-
amoeba?
I need some
We're all
really good weed
inside
to
of an
fucking get my head around that shit.
Man.
Well, come over here and I'll make sure you do.
Does it mean that your character in the presentation would be the rat that's always high?
Yeah, that would be me.
Okay. Let me get Headless showing in here. There we go. Show and broadcast. But yeah.
Is my mic working now?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
About time.
Well, I was talking for the last 5 minutes.
To
Well,
yourself.
so we.
So either no one was hearing me or my mic wasn't working.
Your
Although
mic was
the
not
mic
working
wasn't working.
because
Not
Google.
working.
Yeah.
This is part of why I've been doing the Rabbit thing. Granted, apparently there are a number of people that couldn't get to Rabbit because of their devices, which is why I'm still occasionally going to do one of these. But
Yeah, but
Yeah, I was
when
gonna
you
ask you
try-
about
So anyway,
that.
what I've been trying to ask, and I want to ask Patrick. Patrick, what's with the crap with voting for Snoopy for president?
because it's Snoopy.
This
You
man,
talking to me?
who doesn't want to
Yeah.
vote for Snoopy?
Yeah, he's talking to you.
You're either liberal enough or old enough to know this crap. What's with voting for Snoopy for president?
He's old enough.
Yeah.
I don't understand the question.
Snoopy, puppy.
It's been going on since the 60s, and they're still doing it.
And well, they vote for Mickey Mouse too, dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
should know this because my family, my father especially, was like really into Peanuts cartoons. I honestly don't know.
Is this someone trying to start a campaign to get him written in to show how farcical the whole thing is?
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
Where did you see that, Headless? Because I've never
Oh,
heard
come
of
on,
it. To be
Snoopy
honest
for
with you.
president? That's old.
That was like in 1967 or
the thing is, I really think for this
like
modern
when
age,
Pat Paulson was doing it.
I think for this modern age, what we need to do is all start voting for Gumby because he's at least flexible.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
Gumby.
That's
damn it.
true.
Nobody is going to remember Gumby.
No,
that
fuck
votes
that. I
for-
want to vote for Cartman.
I'll do what I want.
You
Cartman's
want to
the
try?
president.
Give him some actual
Respect
authority.
my authority.
Oh, come on, I've even
I think that's Trump, isn't it?
stuff that was
I
vote
prefer
for
grass.
I want to vote for Felix.
Vote for the greater evil. Why settle for less?
That'd be why I keep joking about voting for Cthulhu. Actually, why vote
Yeah.
for a lesser evil?
I want Felix the cat for president.
Who? What cat?
You'll
Never get my bag of tricks, rock bottom righty ho.
Felix the cat. good, wonderful, wonderful cat.
Whenever he gets in a fix, he reaches into his bag of tricks.
I remember Felix the cat. Yeah.
I want to vote for pickled herring.
Most of y'all ain't old enough to have seen that when it was really on TV. I was.
I am.
I got to see it when it was still running on live TV. Not new episodes, mind you, but they were only playing color episodes when I was watching it.
I remember black and white Felix the cat.
I remember the black and white Felix.
No, Dick, you're a blasphemer.
Because I watched Felix in color?
I guess. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying.
I just, well, obviously I'm not old enough for it to have seen new Felix episodes, but they did air Felix for a short time when I was a child on,
And that's probably where Nodrick saw it.
I got to see the movie that they made that was new at the time when I saw it that butchered the fucking Felix. The one where he went to the other dimension.
Oh, not the Felix porno then. Okay.
No.
No, that's Fritz the cat.
Oh,
yeah,
Fritz.
Yeah,
right,
Fritz.
yeah.
It's the cat. That was
something different.
Different.
Yeah, that happened.
You didn't know how to really feel when you left after seeing Fritz the cat. You know?
Well,
that was like a confusing thing.
You haven't seen porn until you've seen Prawn.
How about Flesh Gordon?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's but Prawn
come
takes
on.
it to another
What's
level.
that song?
All right.
Flesh,
I'm
Defender
sorry.
of the Penis Verse?
I'm sorry, but the
Now,
but
hold
the
on,
worst
here,
porn.
Micro, hold on. Paranor, City TV in Toronto
Yes.
plays Flesh Gordon at
No
least
shit.
once a year. They have played it at least once a year.
Now I have to go look it up. Thanks, guys. I
But the
appreciate
thing
it.
is, the worst movie-based porns, porn parodies, are the ones where they don't change the name. Three men and a baby.
Oh, God.
Nailing
Sometimes they don't have to change the names, Micro.
Sometimes the names are
They're
just good
just-
enough.
Porn.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
wait, I think this one's my fault.
Now we've gone from cars to fucking politics to porn parodies. This has been a successful shuffle. I got to give it to you.
We are the champions.
From Felix.
Anyway.
No, we are the losers, actually.
From Phoenix to
Interesting.
porn parodies. You gotta include Felix there.
Oh, we
Oh
started off-
yeah, well yeah, I missed.
That's how we got to the porn
we
parody.
kind of
That's
started
how
off
we
with
got
like,
there.
yeah, we started talking about foreign cultures though, technically, but
Yep.
that's way back there, and that didn't last. too
Wow,
long.
we went from foreign cultures to porn parodies and didn't touch Japan.
Damn.
That's
Oh, you know what?
that is an achievement.
However, I do
No,
have
you
to
know
say
what? You know
though,
what? Let me talk about Japanese porn. What the fuck is up with black blowing out all the dicks? Because I don't get it.
The thing with
What is up with
Japanese
what?
porn. Hold on. The thing with Japanese porn is that the actual private parts are censored. Like you technically are not allowed to
Legally.
make porn legally. So basically, what happened in Japan is that they had to bring in a lot of fetishes.
Substitute. Yeah, they had to substitute something else to hold its place.
So Japanese
That's where
porn has
tentacles came
made.
That's why Japanese porn is so fucked up.
they're weirdly uptight.
That's
Japanese
also why.
Very disappointing porn.
I got a good joke.
All right.
So Japanese porn has a hair trigger.
No, actually, they can't show hair.
Yeah, that's not a good joke.
Right. They're triggered by hair.
Right.
But
yeah.
apparently, this is also why in a lot of anime and manga, they can't show two people having sex. But if it's a demon, it's okay.
Yep.
Yeah, go.
And they say this country is fucked up about sex. You know, that's
Well, it
just
is.
you know.
It's
funny
just that
because
Japan is more fucked up.
If you look at Japanese manga, manga porn,
Ocean.
you can see the characters nude, but the only and having
Oh,
sex
Nick, I
with them,
blame
but literally the only scene that they blur out is the very tip of the penis and right where there's the opening of the vagina, and that's it. You can see everything else.
A very detailed description.
But if you do that,
such an innocent
Yeah.
girl.
And you know
but
what,
if
Jackie?
you do that, no one will know what's going on.
The fact that Jackie knows that kind of weirds me out a little bit.
Oh no,
What
that's
could
not
be
at all.
behind that black bar?
I'm so
Just
confused.
forget
Welcome
I
to the
was the one
porno,
who
Red.
said all of that.
Hey, Red,
Wait.
we're talking about Japanese
Oh wait,
porn.
Munchie, I'm busy.
That was some
Thank you.
long 10 minutes.
Actually, to hell with
So,
Japanese
in other
porn.
words,
The commercials
you're
are
never
fucked
going
up enough.
to see some small Japanese girls on big.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, sorry, I understand that was a long 10 minutes, but
They just
apparently
wanna
the
be human.
conversation got a little bit deep. So yeah.
It's gotten weird. It's been weird. It just keeps getting weirder and
Well,
weirder.
I heard Japanese porn, and the Japanese porn industry is actually hitting a bit of a crisis. I heard that they have over 10,000 women, but only 74 men.
Sign me up.
So they're
I'm moving to Japan.
They're looking for people. They're looking for people. So send in your resume.
A few good men.
How much does it pay?
The fuck if I know.
Who cares?
I wonder how much the blurring, the pixelation, how much that adds to the length.
Actually,
Don't
I'd be a
matter.
little bit
You're
concerned.
compared to Asians.
Now, here's the thing, though. Hang on, though.
The
If you were to
pixelization
consider,
does not add to length. There's still little.
no, hang on. Here's the thing, though. In terms of the Japanese porn, though, after you're done with a shoot, do they unpixelate your dick?
They have a special
I hope
cream.
so.
I'd hate to have to go home with a pixelated dick. That'd be uncomfortable.
I would have to require that in my contract.
That would take some explaining to do.
Maybe
Listen,
it's
you're only
like a
allowed-
special pixelated condom you put on.
You're only
I don't
allowed
know,
to pixelate my junk when shooting, but after that, you need to unpixelate it because it's going to get really uncomfortable.
Right.
No one's
Yeah,
ever
that's kind of
will
where
know
I was
what to
going
do
with
for a
that.
living because you're on the subway
Yeah,
and your dick's still pixelated in your pants.
Well, I think it goes away after you stick it through the fourth wall.
The ultimate glory hole.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't it chafe after a while?
I
feel sorry for
if
the
you keep
viewers.
on the pixelation, you're going to get a rash eventually.
Okay, I have to hang on. I've got to interrupt for a moment to throw in a comment here. To the 7 people watching, why? Just why?
Wake up, people!
Wake up,
Wake up,
people!
You're watching stuff that you don't want to watch.
Stop vacuuming and get over here.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh fuck.
The worst part is statistically there's probably one of them that's turned on by this conversation.
Actually, I wish I had the chat going. I completely fucked that up this time, unfortunately. But yeah, I'd like to. I wish I had the chat box going. That's all I'm gonna say. I just want to see the string of what the fucks.
Sweet, what the fucks.
Isn't
The
it?
comment section is open, though. So please leave your comments so we can read later.
So, what are your thoughts on squirting?
It gets messy after a while.
It does.
I like the Super Soaker's best, actually. Wait, what are you talking
I was
about?
gonna ask a question, but it's totally inappropriate, and I'm not gonna do it.
Really?
We already
When
went
does
through
that
past
stop
things.
you?
I think we went past that threshold already.
All right, well, fuck it. Is when a woman squirts, is it urine or is it something else?
No, it's not urine. It's
Basically,
It smells a lot worse. That's all I fucking know.
but no, it's not urine. It's basically.
I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah, hang on, it's basically what?
Combination of things.
It's basically the natural lubricant she's already producing.
But there are movies out there where it's obviously not that.
Yeah.
Or they faked it?
It might be the lubricant, but it can be fucking copious, and it stinks to high hell.
I've actually seen it in real life, and
me too.
It's
Yeah, there's movies where they got plastic up and they shoot it everywhere, and it's like,
What movie is this? Of course, that's free advertisement. Don't do it. You're gonna have to pay.
That's a good. Hey, Heathens is a good thing we're not on Rabbit right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because we'd have to go off air so you can bring up some really horrendous shit. I know you, Biz.
Yeah, I told you, man. My mind is a really dark fucking place.
Of course.
Next time I'll do it on Reddit and take the shit offline.
This conversation went
What y'all don't know
downhill
is
so
Fez is actually a
fast.
borophile.
Oh God, it went down. It was there was a hill up. It went up. Oh God.
Oh fuck, Jordy's here. Now we got two
Am I
young
going
people here. I
dog? Am I going
I gotta
dog?
behave.
Okay, quick question: am I going blah, 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 like I used to?
No, you're still fine.
Okay.
Like normal.
Okay, let me know because the microphone works again for some reason.
You're okay. You just sound vaguely muffled, but you're good.
I think that was just him
I need
mumbling.
biscuits for this. I'll be right back.
Jordy, quick, look over there.
Now they got me thinking about the Ned prank call to the airlines. And a guy called American Airlines and asked them if he could take certain items on, carry-on. And he's like, okay, listen, I got a strap-on dildo painted to look like a Scud missile. now it's pretty impressive and everything, but it's obviously not a weapon of mass destruction. It's more of a weapon of ass destruction. Hang on.
Hey, Redline.
Now listen. I went to your airlines and they confiscated my pocket pussy, saying it could be made out of C4. Bullshit.
Here's something I want to see.
Put some attitude into it.
Why? I want to see Phantom Lion try and get through airport security.
Yeah, don't bring up that guy.
I've heard those.
No, do you understand the hilarity of this?
Well, would he have to be dressed as Phantom Lion? Is that what you're saying?
He dresses that way.
No. Fuck! I remember being in a hangout where Phantom Lion was talking about like going through airport. And he's like, I don't shower and I just wear like flip flops with socks on and all this shit. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Phantom, Jesus.
He's a TSA red flag.
He is a walking, talking red flag.
And he wonders why he gets the cavity search.
You need red flag.
You're gonna have to take that mask off, sir.
I'm a TSA red flag.
I went to the dentist recently, and he said I don't have any cavities, so why you want to search them?
I'm about to get to go visit my girlfriend, and I'm afraid to take my toy bag on a plane.
Maybe the reason
why the problem is they're required to suspect anyone with missing like limbs or fingers or toes because you've been playing around with explosives.
Hold on.
I get searched almost every single time I
Okay, two at a time.
Everyone shut up. I'm trying to talk for once.
Two at a time, come on.
Isn't it like, I didn't lose my fingers playing with bombs, asshole.
Hey, let Headless
talk. Go to your doctor and you get paperwork from them, and that's what you use to go through the airport.
I really wanted to be one. They have a program where you can, if you're a frequent flyer like I am, you can go and get like a special pass to be able to go through security like much quicker.
Jackie,
are
you serious? They actually think you're a
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have been harassed by LAX TSA, like severely harassed.
But
I have filed reports, but nothing happened.
The thing is you're obviously not missing fingers. You don't have the part of the hand that the finger would go on. It's not like they got blown off.
Like they have those idiots know that?
They don't really take a look at you before you go into the full body scanner. And the problem is things like when you put your hands up above your head and you like spread your fingers out and all that, like all they see is not you're missing fingers or you're holding something. So the machine gets signaled, like the machine gets notified. So the machine notifies the TSA agent, and then they're like, look, the machine looks like there's something there, so we have to swab your hand. And then, like, it just goes really downhill from there. I once had them claim that I had gunpowder on my hands.
Oy vey.
And it was because I had put on lotion, because I have to, like, get my hands moisturized because my skin cracks. And
So you were getting
so,
the hose head again.
huh?
You were getting the hose head again. Dang it.
Yeah, so they like, they literally, I don't like strangers touching me. Like, I don't have a general issue with people patting me down, but like, personally, I get kind of phobic with strangers touching me. Like,
Same here.
Yeah, I was in a crying mess. Like I wasn't like resisting or anything, and I knew what had to be done. But like no one was nice to me. Like they weren't like, "Oh, are you okay?" or whatnot. But I was bawling my eyes out, shaking, like having an anxiety attack. And they had ripped through my suitcase, like you know how like I carry a lot of sketchbooks and pencil bags and stuff because I'm an artist. They would take my pencil bag and dump it out on the table. They took my
there's a red
sketchbooks and they
flag.
like shook them. They shook my textbooks and like a lot of loose papers came out. And like okay, so I'm a female, so I have my period and I have like a thing of pads, and they literally like looked in between every single pad and dumped like the plastic wrapping around them. Yeah,
Jesus
it was
Christ.
horrible. Like they went into every nook and cranny of my suitcase. It took me 45 minutes to repack all my stuff, and I'm sitting on the ground there, and I'm bawling my eyes out.
So these
I'm
assholes
having
dump
an
your shit on the
anxiety
ground
attack.
and then make you repack it. They don't even
Yeah.
bother picking it up.
They don't even help. I even asked for help, and they're like, "I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm busy."
You know,
The
in their
TSA
defense,
is
though,
the TSA is a section which has populated itself with people who like to be cruel, and that's it.
Not necessarily.
And people wonder why I drive everywhere.
It
A lot of
really,
people.
hold on,
Crazy.
hold on.
Go
In
to
the
town for a
TSA's defense, it's really only the larger airports where I have this problem. It was always whenever I was flying back to college and not from college because the Savannah airport is super small, and I actually became friends with some of the TSA agents there. Like they were like, "Oh, it's Jackie, hi. Have a good break," and I would give one of the girls there a hug, and they were like really friendly because it was a small freaking airport,
Right.
and they could get in bigger shit if they messed up because it was a smaller place. Like the airport was run very closely by whoever ran the airport. So they all knew each other, etc., etc. But at a larger airport where things can go out of control, like LAX, they're assholes.
well, you know, in defense of the TSA, you know, if you get some sketching pencils, some drawing pads, and some feminine hygiene products, I'm sure
you could
MacGyver could have built a bomb. So,
Oh yeah, that,
you know, that was a red flag right there.
You can make out of that shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
All right, so to solve it, you're not allowed
Make
to
a
have
dirty
duct
bomb.
tape, paper clips, or a Swiss Army knife on an airplane. Everything else is fine.
Yeah, right.
Because you can't make a bomb without duct tape, paper clips, and a Swiss Army knife.
Well, hang on though. The thing is,
Oh,
if
kitty cat.
if they're used pads, then you can make a dirty bomb out of them.
No, I don't have these. I don't have the source on hand, but there was an interview with several TSA agents at a large airport. A lot of them work at the airport to pay for their flight lessons and that kind of stuff to become pilots and the like, and they are assigned to that job. They don't want to be there, but it's how they have to do it to pay for their whole
That doesn't mean they have to be assholes.
Yeah. The
No, they're just
TSA agents
assholes.
go through dehumanization training. They learn how to just be robots.
I would at
Photons,
this
if you
point
will.
at this point in America, I would rather take a bus to fucking LA than fly. Because I gotta fly out of DFW.
It really depends on what airport you're going through because some airports are actually, the TSA is a lot better than others. Like, if you were flying out of LA, I would highly recommend, instead of flying out of LAX, to fly out of John Wayne Airport in Orange County because that's a much smaller airport and they're actually really clean and it's a lovely airport. And after the LAX incident, I started flying out of there and I reduced it. I mean, I still got like singled out sometimes, but it wasn't nearly as bad as LAX. There's a lot of alternative airports here in the LA area.
Can somebody with mods show Pat, please?
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm just imagining Jackie as ISIS. Nothing. Never mind.
No, the closest I could get is her walking around with a pair of ISIS wings because she thinks they're cute. And if you don't know what ISIS wings are, look them up. It's a belly dance thing.
Well, I'm just gonna take.
I think I'll pass.
I'm kind of confused about the missing fingers and missing limbs thing. How many terrorists are they suspecting to catch by that? Because the vast majority of people who's missing limbs or fingers aren't missing them because of bombs. Like
I know.
It's you're gonna blow up that plane with an M80. Yeah. Right.
Well, see, maybe Jackie's so short she holds the bomb over her head with her arms stretched all the way up. The bomb will go off, but she's so short that the blast will miss her. And so, what's a few fingers? You know? I'm sorry, Jackie. I didn't mean to say that.
Y'all heard about the football player that recently blew off part of his hand with the firecracker? The New York Giants player, John Paul Pierre, or whatever his damn name is.
Oh yeah.
I can imagine. He's big, black, and missing fingers now. He's going to go through hell every time he goes through TSA.
Well, he's also kind of famous, so...
No, ain't going to matter.
No, hang on. No. He's missing a couple fingers now. They won't recognize him.
I mean, another huge issue with TSA in general is that they don't get training for being sensitive to like people with disabilities or even transgender people too. Like they don't have the sensitivity training for that.
I didn't offer that.
Like I have heard lots of horror stories about transgender people like getting like you know how they're supposed to be like a woman TSA agent pats down a woman and a man TSA agent pats down a man. Well, they try to go by your gender at birth, and it's like.
What else are they gonna do?
I kind of get that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, and you have to understand too. Sometimes the employment pool they're working at to get TSA agents isn't exactly college-educated, well-mannered people. I don't go through a lot of airports, but I've...
Question for Jackie
But the problem is that they don't let you, like, choose if you want a man or a woman to pat you down.
Hang on. The thing is that they're not matching based upon gender. They're matching it based upon genitalia, which is a little different.
Yeah, question for you.
That's what I meant.
Being a woman of the female persuasion, for you to be pat down, would you rather be pat down by someone who seems like a woman or by a obviously butch man that...
What?
Would you rather be pat down by a woman, by someone who looks like a woman and has the someone who looks like and has the parts of a woman?
I think the universe is trying to mute you for a reason.
No, I took my hands off the keyboard for now. By a woman who looks like a woman and has the parts of a woman, or by a rather butch-looking gentleman with hair on his face that happens to identify as a woman. I'm looking at it both ways.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
For me personally, I don't care about the gender or sex of the person who pats me down, but that's just me personally. But other people like are sensitive to that. There's also, that's not the only thing that happens to transgendered people. Like, there are horror stories. Let me see if I can pull one up.
I can tell you one right now. I went to the Toronto airport like a couple of years ago, and for like a blind thing where everyone's fucking blind. You want to fucking deal with deal with like cats or blind leading the blind. That's what you fucking deal with because no one's willing to fucking help you. No one. And like I have pretty decent vision, but the people I was with had fuck all for vision, so it didn't really help. Especially in like an airport like Toronto. Toronto's airport is huge.
Huge. It's the hugest airport.
Wait, Jordy, you mean to tell me when you got to the airport, there wasn't somebody at the airport like what you're describing with a group who could get that group through the airport?
No, but I meant like as in smaller groups, like when we left. That was a lot more of a bigger issue. They'd go and then like there'd be like people fully blind, and it would be like me and like another person. That was fully blind.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Sorry, Jackie, I had to get that one out. That one really pissed me off.
Oh, here we go. I got an argument of an article of one of the many things. Like they'll say like go back to the scanner as a man or as a woman or whatnot, and they used to refer to transgender people going through TSA as an anomaly.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's how they were dealing with it when it first started popping up, I guess. But the thing is you're looking at the people going through the scanner and going to flight and what they identify as and how big of a deal that is. But, I mean, all we have to do... would you want someone like me patting down women who identify as women because I'm claiming to identify as the woman?
What do you mean?
I'm looking at it from both
you're
sides.
a bastard, though. That's a little different.
Right?
We're talking about the passengers, not the TSA.
Yeah, but I'm talking about both, because I'm talking about it from a business perspective. You're laying down a... Fuck you, Google. You're laying down a policy to get as much done as quickly as possible. And do you just go off of the easy way, or do you go, okay, this guy that's working for me identifies as a woman, so he needs to be patting down women and men who identify as women?
Actually, the thing is, the reason why they don't have like men and women and what have you is because they're afraid of people claiming to have been sexually assaulted and this and that, and that's the reason why they would lay it out that way. It's not, it's not a matter of gender identity. It's this weird notion that women can't, sexually assault women and men can't sexually assault men, which is kind of weird too.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
We all love our delusions.
That's why I say that I personally don't care, like the gender of the person patting me down.
Hang on 1 second. I'm over laying down on the couch. I can just barely see the screen at the moment. Is that Squidly Diddly?
That's Prudy.
Hey, Prudy, how you doing, man?
Oh my god.
We already had the political discussion. You missed it. Don't fucking bring it up.
You got it.
So don't talk about Donald Trump.
We should go back to talking about porn.
Yeah, I'm going with Jackie. Let's do that.
Actually, since Japan was brought up earlier, though, I was going to mention that for the next segment, I actually was looking for some weird fucking clips to throw in. There's weird random shit, and there's nothing more weird and random than fucking Japanese commercials. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We need to get the ones with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I thought ours were weird until I saw theirs, and I was like, fuck.
That fucking dog thing. What the fuck?
Oh, I know the dog you're talking about. Oh my god.
What makes you want to drink lemon lime soda more than a guy having bananas for hair?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that giant fucking guy in the dog suit. What the fuck, dude? And there's one of them with the guy being taken up into a flying saucer. I've got to use that fucking thing. Holy shit.
Those Japanese game shows are funny too. I mean, they do all sorts of weird shit.
Oh yeah. Dude, but no. I saw a meme the other day, and it was a real picture that had these Japanese guys on their knees in front of this wall, and in this wall there were big holes, and through these holes there were women's butts.
I thought you were talking about a hole in the wall.
Yeah,
they were surfing at the same time.
It was a different kind of. I'm just gonna say it was a different kind of glory hole.
But if you put them all on the beach, would they start butthole surfing? That's all I want to know.
I was like, what the fuck is that about?
But Shadow, you need to get the Japanese commercial with all Arnold Schwarzenegger in them.
I've got that one actually.
Oh, the one with him lipstick and shit.
Yeah, I'm not using it.
There are tons of them.
That wasn't one of the ones I was going to use, but I did actually have. I think there was technically one of the Arnold ones in one of the collections I grabbed. Because I had to get that weird fucking dog being taken up into the flying saucer because spirit science.
See, this is what we've done to Japan. In the 50s, 60s, and 70s and stuff, you know, they started getting all Americanized. And after they got Americanized, they took it, I don't know, 20 steps further and invented all this weird shit.
Yeah, they went from, wow, Japan, you're uptight, to just, what the fuck, Japan?
What the fuck are you, Japan?
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you guys seen the history of Japan? It's like a video that got like a bajillion views in like no time at all. It's so much. It's so funny. Oh, please, everyone has to watch that video. It's so good. There's a guy basically just outlining the history of Japan, but it's super funny.
Dude, set it aside. We'll watch it during a rabbit at some point.
1 second.
What is a rabbit? I don't think I've shown up to that.
Rabbit, there's an integrated browser in it that we can actually watch videos and laugh and comment live.
Oh, okay. That sounds cool.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of them that way. I tried
Everyone has to watch
grab
this
one
video.
the other day, but I didn't. I don't think you were around.
At one point, sorry.
What's the vid?
It's called History of Japan. It's super funny. Everyone can watch it later. It's fine.
It looks
For
like we
a
still have
country
7
that's got
viewers.
so many taboos.
It looks like we still have 7 viewers, and I must once again ask why. But even more so, I think they've actually just turned on their computers and walked away. I don't think they're really there. I
White
think it's
noise,
all just-
background noise.
Probably.
Okay, can I ask? I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority here, but did anybody watch the UFC?
Boom, boom, bang.
I guess not.
Well, I think I should try and
watch it.
I think I should try to get Carson and Dragon here, so it'll cease to be entirely white noise.
Talking about the one about 5 days ago?
Hey, what's wrong with white? What's wrong with black noise? Why you just got to make it white?
Yeah, exactly.
All I know about it is the last fight apparently went really slow because there were a bunch of people calling their cable providers trying to get refunds because the fight wasn't long enough. Fuck you people if you did that, by the way.
Wait,
anyone
what?
Watching.
That was the best fight of the night. What the fuck are they talking about? Fucking maniacs.
It was a good fight.
It was such a good fight.
Wasn't worth no $100 or whatever the fuck
That
they
was
paid
worth
for it.
every penny that I didn't spend.
Right? Right?
You know what? If you paid
You knew what could
$100 to
happen.
watch a fight on TV, I don't give a fuck
how
bad you feel because
got
it
for free.
sucked.
Exactly.
Well,
It was-
hang on though. I think you should have offered them a refund in the form of spooning out a chunk of their brain.
What about the Tyson fight?
Where's the parts of remember the fight?
Here's the best one. Best thing ever. Best fight customer related thing ever I had was on my phone. Asked for a supervisor, ended up on my phone. This was during the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight.
Oh, that was bad.
This was just before the main fight actually began. She was pissed off, cussing and swearing, really mad because she was and there would be 6 fights before the main fight instead of. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, well, look, man, I understand the frustration.
Ken, Clap your hands. Keep clapping and then start talking. Because then you won't be muted.
You just keep clapping while you're talking and make steel noises. And then what we want you to do is do the hokey pokey while doing it.
Right.
And stand on your head while spinning on. Fuck it.
Anyway, let him finish the fucking story.
So she was absolutely pissed off, and I was like, look, man, the main fight hasn't started yet. Tell you what, I can cancel it off your box and make sure you're not charged for it. You get those 4 fights that you watched for whatever, and we call it good. It's like, I don't want to cancel it. I was like, well, what do you want? What are you calling for? And she's like, I want there to be 6 fights. I was like,
Wow.
We are the cable provider. We give you access to the channel. We have no control over what's on the channel. She
That's
puts
hilarious.
the phone to her chest, thinking, I guess I can't hear her. She's saying to the other people in the room, they say they don't control that. Like, I'm gonna believe that. I had to mute my phone because I just broke out laughing my ass off.
Well, I'm not going to say that fight fans aren't retarded, but most of them are retarded. I'm just going to say that right now.
Hey,
See
now,
ya.
don't put down retarded people like that.
Okay, well, they're dumb. They're incredibly dumb.
All right.
Hey,
No,
Ken,
seriously.
when that lady fought with you, that was fight number 6.
I remember spending $55, $60 for 20-second Mike Tyson fights, right? you know, when a fight is scheduled for 5 rounds or 10 rounds, that doesn't mean it's going to go 5 rounds or 10 rounds.
I've got to interrupt for a moment, seeing as we are talking about fights and battles and all this wonderful stuff. Hey, how's it going, Pumpkin?
Top of the morning. Do you like the head of your country getting knocked out?
No. Here's the mistake. I don't like being knocked out. I like knocking out other people, but being knocked out myself, like, that's time I could spend drinking.
I'm down with that.
No, but seriously, if you're not like a fan of fighting, that was probably like the best night of fights in a very, very long time.
Were you talking about the last UFC?
The last UFC was probably the best UFC there ever was.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I've heard that a lot of fight experts have said that was probably the best fight.
The champ Holly Holm lost her belt to Miesha Tate, who lost before, and she was undefeated. So she got her ass kicked in a submission. And then Nate Diaz, who wasn't ever expected to win, submitted one of the best fighters of all time, Conor McGregor.
And he was not even on the card until like a week before the fight.
A week before.
Right. So
he was on a beach, and he wasn't about to make weight.
Right. He was not training. He was not ready. He had to go and blast through this.
Cut weight.
Right.
Is this going to lead to a Tate Rousey fight at any time soon?
Possibly, depending.
It depends on Rousey at this point, because I'm not sure she still wants to fight.
They said if she doesn't want to fight until around November.
Incidentally, I have no clue why the camera's being weird.
Looks like that loss really took her out psychologically.
It did, because
that fucked her head up.
She said she wanted to kill herself after that, which is sort of unfortunate. But I guess that's what happens when you're so like delusionally all about fighting. And that's the thing.
Idea of how to actually make the UFC. Like it's fairly entertaining to watch, but I have a way to really bring it over the edge, which is after a person's like lost a fight, when they've had the shit kicked out of them, not when they've just like tapped out like a bitch, but when they've really had their shit kicked in, you give them a knife and send them back in. Because then you're gonna see some real fucking swift fighting from the other guy. He's like, I'm not getting stopped. I'm not getting stopped.
You ain't stabbing me, motherfucker.
And then if they survive long enough, you give them a shard of broken glass and just see where it goes from there.
But as great as this last UFC fight was, the majority of them are way not worth the money that these people are paying to watch them.
Me and my buddy watch 5 prelims every single UFC and every single fight night, and most of the time it's never worth it. But when it's worth it, it's totally worth it.
But that one, from what I've heard, I didn't watch it, I didn't get to see it, but from what I've heard, that was a great fucking night of fighting.
But when it's worth it, does it compensate for all the money that you've wasted spending on pay-per-view?
I haven't paid for a pay-per-view since Ronda Rousey.
Okay, hang on, wait. I'm sorry. I'm going to go to a little bit of an authority on this. Now, when you go to a fight, now I'm talking to Angry Pumpkin here. When you go to a fight, how much do you usually spend on the booze prior to having the fight?
Well, it depends how many rounds I have to get in, but usually.
Well, there you go. So you're spending $50 to $100 for your fight anyway, right?
Yeah, you're going to be spending a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Did we scare Jackie off with fighting?
No. She dropped so I could come in because it's been full for a while.
Oh my god. Shit.
I didn't know it was full. Shit, I guess it has been full.
Yeah,
I thought we scared her away with fight talk.
We've been vigorous.
Oh, we could.
Well, she can still hear us.
Hold on.
It's not like she can't. It's not like she can't participate.
That's true.
What are we fighting about?
I was talking about the UFC the other day.
We're talking about actual boxing and whatnot, actual fighting.
UFC's not boxing.
The funny thing is, I've seen a UFC match that was so pathetically shit live that we just walked in, saw it was so shit, knocked back a few pints, walked up to the side of the octagon and said, "Hey guys, there's 2 guys outside kicking the shit out of each other that's better than this." Half the people in there stood up and came outside. The other half were related to the people in the ring.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing with pay-per-views. The WWE figured that shit out because they stopped doing pay-per-views and made their own network, and they're making bank on that shit.
Yeah, well, they have John Cena. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh no, that
It's not even
meme.
about
Make it
Cena
stop.
anymore.
Dude,
It's not
Actually,
even
the
about
US
Cena anymore.
hang on. I want to point out I have 2 kids, 112, 115, and all I hear is John Cena fucking references. So just no.
Who?
The UFC does have a network. If you go to UFC.com, you can get their fights for $9.95, $9.99 a month.
You can
just
get
like
their prelims.
Oh,
and
do
then
they? Okay, well then,
You get the
then good
fights.
for them.
You can get the fights too.
You get prelims, and you get every single fight recorded as far as the UFC owns. You get Pancras, you get Strikeforce. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember what else you get, but you get quite a bit for $9 something.
Because the
Well,
night
do you get to watch?
of that
Do you get to
fight,
watch
I
the
kept getting these
pay-per-view
ads saying that.
events live? Do you get to watch
No.
the pay-per-view live?
Pay-per-view is a totally separate entity, unfortunately.
Oh, the way the YouTube ad was talking, it was saying that you got that fight.
You don't even get it discounted, which I think is bullshit. That's why I normally just watch it
No.
for free, because I'm a cheap
Here's
bastard.
the trick.
You can get
Just
it on.
watch it for free.
No, I'll
online.
go torrent that shit before I pay for it. Fuck it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People don't like paying for things.
Not that
Now
much.
that Pumpkin is here, I have a question to ask him.
Yeah, whose phone is it?
The telephone stops ringing.
You might
I'm
want
trying to mute. Mute me.
Mute.
Okay, apparently it worked. Oh.
John. Hello. Hello.
Somebody mute.
I
Hello.
muted. Oh, there we go. It finally kicked in.
There it is.
Trying to mute.
Now it's unmuted.
Dun, dun,
How
dun.
lagged are we?
I don't. Stop hitting the space bar, damn it.
I will slap you across the tits if you unmute yourself so we can hear you.
Anyways, Pumpkin.
Sorry about that. It wouldn't fucking mute. I kept hitting the button.
Then fucking
Yeah,
mute
same
again,
for us.
Anyways, as I've been trying to ask Pumpkin now, how many people do you know who are missing fingers in Ireland?
Are we including the cause or just in general?
In general.
Just in general. Just living in Ireland, missing fingers.
About 8 or 9.
And how many of those lost them making bombs? Or rather, working with explosives, because it's
He's in
not
Ireland.
usually
It might
just
be
the
8 or
bombs.
9.
3 or 4. Yeah, I know a couple
About half.
of as well that have lost them that way, but yeah, I do know a couple of people who have had accidental mishaps.
So it is fair to say then, if someone is missing fingers, for a security standpoint, to at least make an initial assumption that
Oh,
it is
hell no.
dealing with explosives.
No, don't even fucking bother. If they're going to try and smuggle something, if they're going to try and set something off, they're going to send the least suspicious person, which isn't going to be the guy with 2 hooks and an eye patch.
Don't never expect me.
They're wooden hooks.
Like you're fucking walking in on a peg leg, wearing a
Striped shirt,
that says, lost them
bandana.
in an explosion. What do you mean I have to check my bags? Yar, I'm a pirate now.
No, they want to send the competent one that hasn't lost anything yet.
Yes.
Well, they want to spend the least suspicious looking person, which is not going to be the person missing limbs or fingers.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
That's why I always laugh at people who are talking about terrorists. Like, oh, it's probably that guy with the big massive beard and the fucking turban and all that there shit. The guy that looks really suspicious and is glaring at everyone. No, if it's gonna be anyone, it's gonna be the guy sitting 2 seats down who's sweating like fuck, but otherwise trying to look inconspicuous.
Yeah, it's going to be the guy over
No,
there.
it's an idiot with a big smile on their face.
I don't think that helps Jackie's case.
But unfortunately, the TSA in America, they don't get that.
It's going to be the guy whose baggage sign that said the
God damn it, now.
taped to it.
Let me put it this way: I went through the airport high off my bollocks. coming from Amsterdam back into Belfast International. So I'm high as fuck. I'm traveling on my own, and I spent a bit too long at the baggage claim than most other people, because I was fucking stoned. Grabbed my bag, started walking, two officers either side of me. Excuse me, sir, can we ask you a few questions? You've asked one, but go on ahead. Where are you coming from? Amsterdam. Where are you going to? Home. Were you on your own? Aye.
That's
Have you taken anything? Have you taken anything? Oh, aye. Are you still high, sir? Oh, aye. Have you anything in your bags? At which point I stopped, looked off to the side, as like really deep thinking to myself. No. All right, go on ahead.
No.
All it would have taken was them to just open up my bag and see all the fucking pre-rolls I'd made up.
Well, you were being honest, so they're like, whatever, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, you just admitted to being high, so you might as well, if you admitted to being high, they're going to take your word on you not carrying anything.
Well, of course, the fun part is with the first couple questions being the answer to them. You'd know that it was like, wait a minute, I don't think that's the answer to this question. What do I do?
No, I know there's a fun little thing, which is it is not illegal to have consumed narcotics. It is illegal to carry narcotics through an airport.
Right.
So if they stop you and say, are you high? You can completely honestly turn around and say, yep, off my tits on cocaine.
Stoned out of my fucking mind.
Just don't do that in Asia, because some countries it is illegal to have be under the influence, and then
if I'm going to Asia, I'm going to one of the fun countries where there's lots and lots and lots of drugs.
Like America.
It's been successfully legally argued in court where people have gotten off here in America for being high in public. Because being high and possessing an illicit substance are two different things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're not operating a vehicle, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, as long as you just you're not being
Well,
disruptive.
it helps if you don't make a complete idiot of yourself.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And assault someone or piss on a fucking lamppost outside of...
Okay, general rule, don't act like you're at a Trump rally.
Right, exactly. No, Prudence, shut up. Prudence, shut up. Just don't even.
Preemptive.
I didn't even say anything.
I know,
That's
was
the point.
You just did.
They're bugging you.
I think the problem here is that Prudence trying to get into a conversation about drugs. That's just... no.
Free Guinness that you had on your 21st birthday and got wasted.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding.
No, I drank a few times before I turned 21.
Bad boy.
A few times, huh? Yeah, I was going to bars when I was 15.
Cool. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even drink that much since I turned 21. I'm just not that into drinking, to be honest.
To be fair, I did what Prudent did. I didn't drink until I was actually illegal to drink.
I did
went from
drink.
19 to 21.
Canada.
Yeah.
Well, I did drink before it was legal, and I don't drink that much even after I am legal. I'm just not that into drinking.
Now, in order for Prudent to feel like he's sticking it to the man, he just injects heroin directly into his ball sack.
Damn right. You know what? You're damn right.
Oh, come on. I mean, honestly, though, I didn't drink much after I turned 21. I did all my drinking before that.
I did all my drinking after that.
This is the fun thing, is I live in a superior country where the drinking age is 18. I used to get fucking wasted at 15. It was tons of fun. Turned 18, and you would think that I would kind of go, no, it's not as fun anymore. Nope, it was so much more fun because I could go into so many more places to drink.
It's still fun.
Knowing you, Pumpkin, I thought you were going to say you were getting wasted at 12 or 13.
That's true.
Oh, stop with the stereotypes there, Prudent. Come on.
It's Ireland, man. I gotta hold the stereotypes.
Yeah, that's
No. If you want to stereotype Ireland, it's potato, potato, potato. Potato,
you know what? If I lived in Ireland and the drinking age was 15,
fucking Google
I would have been drunk off my ass at the age of 10.
Yeah, if I can just point out, I find it really offensive that you're saying that if you want to be racist to Ireland, it's potato, potato, potato. It's actually potato, potato, no potato, death.
To Lenny.
Oh, we're having fun at Lenny's expense. Who got fucked by all the
potato famine.
Yeah, because I vaguely remember having a conversation with Lanny where I started making potato jokes, and he got very angry with me. It says, "You can't make those jokes. Why not? Because you're not." Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah. started that shit because I'm sure Lenny would have been pissed off before that, but I made it a big deal because I love the way someone says potato. I said it like potato, and I wasn't even trying to be Irish at all, and I didn't even know what the fucking Irish potato famine was. And he was like, that's really racist. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like potato. What you do is potato.
It's been one of our jokes for a while before Lenny. Come on.
And Lenny really gets pissed off about it.
Well, this is kind of the thing about shuffles. When you find out somebody's oversensitive about something, hi, Burton, you end up nailing them on it constantly. It's just a shuffle thing, man.
Yeah.
And then I stopped, and then everyone else started, and that's where I stopped.
We had a list.
That's
you
how
have
it
to
goes.
be the cool kid that only ever did it before it was cool. You fucking hipster bastard. Yeah, I was
cool
doing
when I was
that
doing it.
before it was cool.
I started it.
Like, here's a nice joke for you. Why'd the hipster burn their tongue? Because they were drinking their coffee before it was cool.
That's not even funny. That's not even a little bit funny.
Oh, come on, Prudence. That was funny.
Oh,
come on, Prudence, hipsters.
Wait, before we continue, Prudent, you are the architect of the calculator joke.
Yay, calculator jokes!
Oh,
Yay!
fuck
no.
You motherfucking fucker.
So if you're gonna make a calculator joke, you could at least say, I want to add me and that woman together. I want to divide her legs, subtract her clothes. There's a calculator. That's a math joke I can get behind. And in front of, and on top of, and under, and bounce it and jiggle it a little bit. That'll be.
And hope you don't multiply.
Yeah, that's what condoms are for.
Or you subtract yourself.
I was laughing my head off. One of my friends, he's sterile from a work accident from years and years ago. Picked up with a woman having the time of his life.
No, allow to explain.
You can probably see where this is going to go. She turns around to him and says, I'm pregnant. He turns around and says, I'm sterile. Get the fuck out of my house.
No. Okay. How does one become sterilized from a work-related accident?
I was
You
going to
lose your
ask.
balls. They get crushed or chopped off or similar.
It involved a nail gun, a piece of wood that was just too thin, and a bad place to sit.
I'm really so upset somebody asked that question.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Prudent, have you been spending much time out in the titty bars around there?
I think that answers that question.
No, I'm not really into that.
Before Prudent was of legal age to drink, he injected a whole marijuana once.
I shit you not. I was talking to someone in work today about, smoking up. Because, hey, I have insomnia. And when I was over in Holland, I smoked up a lot and slept like a baby. I do it here, but still. At least there, I could say it was legal.
That's one thing I don't like about Prudent's new icon is I can never tell when he's fucking muted.
Yeah. But it's one of these things where she's sitting saying, "Oh, it's such a dangerous drug." Like, no, it isn't.
We'll fix that for you. There.
I still can't tell the difference.
He's muted now.
Am I the only one who goes on mental overhaul when I smoke? Jesus, I can't sleep. I'll just freaking go. My head will start freaking going in circles.
I have that problem too, but it depends. It depends how much I smoke.
I dated a chick once where we would smoke, and I'd be like wanting to kick back on the bed and maybe have some sex or just chill out, and she'd be like, "Let's go for a walk."
It heavily depends on your state of mind just before it kicks in, because it'll exaggerate that. So if your mind is racing just before the high really kicks in, then your mind's gonna be racing all damn night.
Yeah, I don't like the feeling of being really high. I prefer a little bit just to relax.
But yeah.
Uh-oh.
What I was gonna say.
It's funny because I only realized my edible dose like really recently because I would always just like super OD on edibles and be like, why am I freaking paranoid and super freaking out? I was like, all right, because I took like 100 times the normal dose. Of course, that makes sense now.
Well, I made the fantastic mistake of I normally smoke spliffs, which is a fairly heavy tobacco mix. I went to the land of windmills and wooden shoes and had someone hand me really, really strong Dutch weed with no tobacco in it. That was not a fun experience.
You got the ganja.
Greened out.
Hey, man. Okay, we have 8 viewers currently. Why?
We're talking about pot.
I keep wanting to take the damn thing offline, but I keep having people either join or start watching. I don't know. Guess it's not happening anytime soon.
Wait, Headless, why did you block Prudent?
I didn't. I put him on ignore.
Actually, it came up as blocked.
Oh, it does now come up as blocked.
Well,
Yeah, it came up as blocked.
it's temporary just for this hangout.
Yeah.
I don't care. If you wanted to block me,
If he was to drop out and rejoin, would that remove it?
He wouldn't be able
no,
to
he wouldn't be able to
in.
get back in.
He could always try that.
As long as Headless is in here, he won't be able to get back in if he leaves.
Yeah.
And now, since they can't hear each other, they're going to be talking over each other.
And the best,
that's even worse.
That's going to be fun.
And if it becomes a problem, I will have to go in accordance to shuffle policy, which is the person that did the blocking ends up getting ejected.
I didn't know it would do that. I thought it would
That
just
is actual
cut 'em
shuffle
off.
policy, and I know you didn't mean to, but regardless.
How do I undo this?
There is no way that I'm aware.
I think you can leave and rejoin.
If you both come in on, or if Prudent comes in on an alt, or Headless comes in on an alt account.
Oh, not even that. There's a very simple method. All we do is we light pseudonym on fire, and there's another step there somewhere, but in the end it leads to profit.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I like this guy. He's got the same mindset as me. No, there are no problems in life that can't be solved with fire.
Well, we're looking for a reason to take this offline.
Kill it with fire!
There's two reasons. Here's the two answers to every question: violence and alcohol.
Violence and fire.
Fire! No, violence and alcohol. I like that better.
Yeah.
Violence solves problems, and if it's not solving your problem, you're not using enough violence.
If brute force doesn't work, you're just not using enough of it. The motto of the American military.
I hate not having my comment section. This sucks. Actually, I think I will take this off in about 10 seconds.
Goodbye.
Well, if you have alcohol, it's not that difficult to make fire. It burns.
151 exclusively.
Do we have any closing comments? Yes, no, maybe. Who gives a fuck?
No.